tray sitting here.
I'll send you a picture of what's happening.
And like if I have to exit it, it takes like a lot of effort for me to get out of here.
I'm not kidding. This is a great look for me. Why aren't you wearing your Hooters shirt? Oh, we're going live in 18 seconds.
I mean, I can put it on. I just didn't feel like it. I don't know. I was looking for this other, like, I just have this skate shirt and I was going to wear it, but
very fair.
Yours is very funny as well.
Right? Like it's like it's a wicker patio table, or like the fake wicker patio table. That's fine. I also didn't eat dinner, so.
Ooh.
Oh, bad news bears. Oh yeah, classic.
Very funny.
It's also like we can't actually watch. Why does it keep doing a 1 minute countdown? Oh no, we're live. I just like open the YouTube, we're live, but it's like really delayed. Yes. Oh, I can't react accurately to the chat. Oh wait, comments. Yes, Ryan, I am wearing. Sorry, Tinker. I don't know if you could see that, but I also got my.
Wait, I'll go grab it. I'll wear it.
The camera's like mirrored, so. What? Jet Woo? Jet Woo is our favorite person ever. And the only good thing that came out of the Brennan Leipzig group chat was the fuck you Jet Woo thing, because I think it's so funny.
I was literally going to mention that. I was like, fuck
you Jet Woo. Anyway, I got this guy. Yes.
Killing it. Okay.
Hi, friends. Puck Buddies are joining us in like 10-ish minutes, and so is the rest of the crew.
So it's literally just me and Georgia hanging out.
It's the ADHD crew. I was rewatching the clip where you were talking about rivers, and reminiscing on the absolute chaos that episode was, because Sam was literally reading a romance novel instead of discussing stuff with us. So it was just us talking about
an important
Gritty,
thing
I think.
we would actually discuss that you didn't respond to was my text about
what text?
The Handsome fight.
Oh yeah.
I would argue that Erica Branson is more incompetent than
is more handsome or
incompetent.
Yeah, fair. Jujhar Khaira is he's too good looking.
I don't know if he's like actually how bad he is, because literally it just like clogs my brain. Like I'm like clogs as well. Anyway,
I actually like don't really remember a single thing he did for the Canucks. It's not bad. That's also just because my memory's shit, to be fair, but
my memory is very good on things that don't matter, and for some reason things that don't matter has not like included hockey that much. I don't have that good of hockey memory.
Oh, this is
I was
highlights.
giving somebody else fun facts recently. What was my fun fact that was not even remotely a fun fact? Oh, I was talking about scurvy.
Mallory, why are you talking about scurvy? No scurvy talk on the live. So,
nothing else is happening right now. It's just you and me.
Yeah, that's true. We can talk about whatever the fuck we want. Yeah. Jujhar Khaira is a Surrey King. That is true. It's accurate. I still he would have been so fun on the Canucks. It just would have been so fun to have him on the Canucks. But oh well. Wasn't he on waivers? They put him on waivers, right? Early? I think they did, because people wanted the Canucks to clean him. I need to keep up with the chat. This is what I did not do last time. Oh, I was talking about scurvy. Can someone screenshot that and like everyone who's like, this is going to be the greatest thing ever.
No, it's not.
I can't remember who it was. Someone posted, it was like, these are the most intelligent women talking about hockey. I was like, are we? No. Yeah, we like to talk about scurvy. Okay, what was your scurvy fact?
Oh, okay, this is like one of my favorite facts. It really is. Okay. So like on like the final like developing stages of scurvy in general, like not like the whole thing, like literally like all of your wounds and stuff are technically only, this is actually really gross. They're only like temporarily healed. And so once you like are on really far levels of having scurvy, they just start reopening. Like every cut you've ever had, like just reopens. Georgia, this is cool.
Wow.
Georgia, why is this not interesting to you?
It's so disgusting.
I think it's cool.
The only thing I know about scurvy is that they fixed it by figuring out that like citrus was good. And I'm going to tie this back to Langley. Cranberry has tons of vitamin C, and Langley became prominent because the cranberries that they cultivated there became like super important for the British Navy. So it's BC history for you. That's a fun fact.
That is fun. That is actually fun. I'm not saying it's not.
It's a fun fact.
I think I was claiming that somebody was going to get scurvy because they were not consuming enough nutrients or something.
Oh, that's fair. I just saw the Vegas Golden Knights gold helmets because they're like doing, it's like a highlight pack before the game.
Mm-hmm.
They look so good. They're so fun.
I think they're cool. I don't actually think they really look good, but I do think they're fun.
They're just really fun. They look like Chris ornament skating. It's fun.
For some reason, like the Notre Dame ones look better, and I would assume the Golden Knights have a bigger budget, so I don't really know.
Name 5 players who would get scurvy. Quinn Hughes.
Oh, Johnny Gaudreau. It's straight up, wasn't in college. There's some story about him having to go to the team doctor and was like, my stomach really hurts. And it was because he wouldn't stop eating Nutella.
There you go.
I say that as if I want you to confirm it. That is true. I like definitely remember
that is true.
Reading that.
That's actually not surprising. I'm trying to think of other players who like basically just survive off of like DoorDash or skip the dishes.
Them?
Yeah, basically all of them. That's true. That's a weird commercial. Phil Kessel. Yeah, that's fair. The problem is I forget most of the players and I have to go through my head and like actually think about who they are. So good. We'll ask Christina about this.
That is good.
What players will get scurvy? Welcome to International Women's Day. We're truly
who are the ones that just had butter in their fridge? I don't know about just having butter.
Oh,
but Tom Wilson.
You mean the ketchup fridge?
Michael Lotta's the ketchup fridge.
Is that who you're talking about, Penelope?
Oh, Jimmy Vesey. Oh, it was Brady Shea.
Oh!
Yeah, they definitely had, like, that really weird video for the Rangers, which, like, I don't care about the Rangers, but I've somehow seen this video. But, like, at one point, they're like, yeah, we had to share beds because my bed didn't come.
Let me in. Vanessa. Sam.
I can't let people... Oh.
No,
hey, what's up?
Hi.
No.
We've been talking about...
Yay!
Christina!
Hi! I was just vibing, but hello! How are you?
We're talking about what players are most likely to get scurvy.
Oh, that's a really great question. Who hasn't eaten a lemon in the last calendar year?
Most of them.
True. How are you guys tonight?
Good.
George and I have just been talking about gross fun facts.
Cool.
Vanessa showed up the same time you did.
Mallory brought up scurvy. And then it became a thing.
I'm still trying to, maybe like one of the Kachuk brothers.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
we
bachelor
have-
pad in Mark Stone's house.
Yeah.
That's a breeding ground.
In the
for
chat,
sure.
they've said Quinn Hughes, Phil Kessel, Johnny Gaudreau, Kevin Hayes, Brady Shea, and Jimmy VC. And then the Kachucks.
Yes,
So
for sure.
How
possibility.
many times have you seen this year that Jimmy VC is on the Leafs and you've been like, Jimmy VC's on the Leafs? Because for me, it's every single time.
A lot. I forgot until the last series. I forget where most of the players are.
I forget who I am.
Exactly. Christina, how are you?
Me? I actually just woke up from a nap because normally I like go to bed around this time in a very maladaptive way, actually. Wait, do you guys have the game going on at the same time?
Well, it
It's
hasn't
gonna
technically
start at
started
7.
yet.
Oh my god, okay, hello. I'm very, very prepared. I actually feel very proud of myself that I'm actually here earlier than Audrey is.
I also took a nap earlier, and I was texting Georgia about how I couldn't get to sleep, and I was very worried because I thought I was going to have to leave and, like, go to bed, you know?
Mm-hmm. You're gonna leave anyway because the game's gonna go. You're gonna have your nap, or you're gonna leave in the third period.
I said I would stay!
We'll see. If the Canucks get shellacked by Montreal, it'll be fine if you duck.
It's allowed, it's legal.
It will happen also.
I think
I have
that
a
it's
feeling.
important to be a fair weather fan.
Yeah. It's also just like the Canucks hurt us all the time, so it's totally fair.
Oh, wait, I was going to make our finalized list of...
Guests?
No. I was going to make the finalized list of what the rules were to watching the Canucks drinking game.
Oh, can you add if Tyler Myers' time on ice clock comes up? Why did they start doing
Christina
that?
is a Tyler Myers stan.
Yeah, just because he's like technically from Texas and he's real big.
And he's
And I'm not actually Tyler Myers stan. It's just like one of those things that I said, and then like I just kept saying, you know,
Yeah.
Mallory, I feel like you understand that. Like,
Yeah,
a
I
lot.
understand that sometimes you do commit yourself to a hill just because you said something once as a joke.
Right, yeah. And like it wasn't even a joke. It was more just like I'm gonna decide that I like Tyler Myers just to be really contrarian. And now I'm like in there and it sucks because he's like because he's bad. How what's his normal ice time?
I actually don't know.
Too long.
But they start this season. I think it was just this season they started doing the thing where it's like, oh, Audrey, let Audrey in. Sam.
Sam is like in a meeting or something. Sam is like trying to do her job.
Hi.
Hello.
What's going on?
Wow, Little Miss 2 names in the chat.
Well, it's my legal name.
Hi.
Hello. What's going on, guys?
What are your thoughts on Tyler Myers?
Neck. It's there. He's embarrassing.
Yeah.
And I like that about him because it's very relatable. But bad hockey player. Not good at his job.
I think that like at this point, I mean, especially with like Canucks players, and honestly, like all the other teams in the league are also not great. Just being fun seems like enough at this point.
What more?
I know.
could
I
you
can't
ask for?
imagine. I can't imagine having to play like basically every other day and also be good at the same time. Like that's a lot to ask.
Right. You
Yeah,
should
like,
be
I'm not
Clock in, clock out.
Right. Like, I'm not good at my job every day. I'm like good at my job like one day a week, maybe tops.
Especially right now.
Where like all of those like positive tweets about like being like, you don't need to be productive during the pandemic, but like the NHL players are just reading him constantly when they just like
yes.
The entire
applies to me as well.
I always think about those tweets, and then I think about like doctors and like people who are tasked with like coming up with a vaccine, and I'm like, well, not you guys, but
everybody but not you.
Yeah, like that sucks. I'm so glad that's not me. Anyway,
here's my question: is Zach McEwen in the lineup tonight?
I think so.
Nice.
I hope so. It's a gift to women everywhere.
My favorite Canucks player. I've always.
We were talking before when it was just Georgia and I. We were talking about the handsome boys fight in the Oilers and Sens game.
Yes, I also saw that Curtis Gabriel fought Ryan Reeves 2 nights ago.
Ryan Reeves, ally.
What is that about?
He was like, "You're getting too self-congratulatory."
Like made me wish that I had watched a Sharks game, which an emotion I have not felt in several years.
I have not. I don't think I've watched, except for the Tahoe, whatever the fuck that was. I have not watched like any games outside of the North Division.
Same.
I'm like, what's going on with the rest of the league? Izzy told me the other day that Florida's good, and I was like, sure,
I'll believe it when I see it.
Okay.
I have the opposite problem where I just like end up watching no North Division games because I'm like, it's too perfect up there. They've got it all figured out. Like, I don't need to pay attention to that.
We talked about this on our show like last week, but Christina's like very bitter about like Canada continuing to like be Canada while the United States is still the United States. And so she just like has not been watching the Northern Division at all.
Okay, on our show though, the only person who has the vaccine, the American.
Right. Good job, Mallory.
So
yeah, I'm getting it at the United Center, which is not actually going to be inside the United Center because they are still doing sports in the United Center. It's going to be the United Center parking lot.
Okay, so I literally know that because I follow Benny the Bull on TikTok.
Oh my God.
How many mascots do you follow on social media, Mallory?
On social media, I think I only follow, I follow Gritty on all platforms, obviously. And I don't even think that I follow Finn on Twitter.
But Benny.
But I do follow Benny on TikTok. He's a great dancer.
I keep forgetting that Tyler Toffoli is Montreal Canadian.
Oh yeah.
We don't.
I know, like you guys are well aware.
He has like 15 goals.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And all of them,
like
14 of them are against the Canucks.
Yes. It's so mean. Actually, it was very funny because every time he'd score a goal, they'd like pan up to Jim Benning just looking like real sad in the press box.
Wow. If there's one person whose mood I'm worried about these days, it's Jim Benning's.
That man. Oh, he hurts.
How was his press conference? He gave a press conference, what, like last week about...
Oh, Georgia watched it, I think. She said it was great.
His State of the Union?
It was so bad. He's not a good speaker. And yet they like trot him out because we don't have a president. So he's like the only person who can kind of talk. And he's like the worst communicator ever. So he just says things that are terrible. And then everyone just talks about how shitty the Canucks are. And how they have like no leadership because he can't. He went on this tangent about Jace Howrluck being like this good up and coming player, and it's like what the fuck? What? It's like when he went on about Guillaume Brisebois, as they say.
It was like they're like 2 years away from being a good team. Is that what they said? I can't believe he said that.
We're 2 years away from being 5 years away from being a good team.
Okay, I said this. I like tweeted this or whatever. Within Jim Benning's tenure, I will have gotten 3 university degrees before this team is competitive.
Yeah, officially competitive.
It'll be 9 years.
Wow. Hey, that's like a pretty short time to get 3 degrees. So like, let's snap.
Yeah,
to Georgia
exactly.
there.
So really,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
like, International Women's Day, Georgia.
But it's just like, what the fuck are you doing? He can draft well. He can't do anything else. It's why we have $6 million sitting in the press box. Almost $3 million. Oh, Luna.
That's a puppy.
It's so cute.
Jeff Skinner scored his first goal of the season.
Yes.
I'm so proud of him.
And our podcast favorite, Mika Zibanejad, also scored his first 5-on-5 goal of the season.
Really?
Yeah, he had COVID.
Okay. I keep thinking that I'm going to watch. I keep claiming that I'm going to watch a Wild game so we can talk about the Wild child.
Girl.
But I have yet to watch a Wild game because they'll be like, "Oh, the Wild are playing the Ducks," and I'm like, "I'm not watching that."
They were playing a couple of nights ago. So I was watching that game because, first of all, absolutely sick reverse retro jersey matchup. Just every color in the rainbow that shouldn't be next to each other. And Kirill Kaprizov, he's the real deal. I gotta say, I am by no means a judge of hockey talent in terms of up and coming players, but I was like, oh damn, you are really good.
He's 25, right? Because he was
he's one of those played in Europe for a really long time, and then finally got called up to.
He's gonna get the Panarin Calder.
Yeah, exactly.
Fair.
There's a whole bunch of guys like that in the league this year who are going to be in the running for the Calder. I feel like.
Yeah,
the Caps starting goalie Vitek Vanacek.
Oh, I love that child. I love him because I saw those videos of Jacob Brana translating for him, and I was like, "This is so sweet."
I know, and he's my age. He's 25.
Really?
Yeah.
How often do goalies win the Calder? Probably not very often.
Steve Mason won, and then
I can't remember who the
crashed
last
and
one
burned. Steve Mason, I think. Jordan Binnington was nominated, and then PD beat him.
Yeah. The iconic photo of PD backstage with Jordan Binnington.
Can we talk about the Jordan Binnington meltdown?
Please.
I'm very much pro Jordan Binnington meltdown. Not in a old fogey hockey man way, who are it's emotion. I'm like, no, it's stupid and you look bad.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think is good.
Bad. But also, I feel goalies should be the most emotionally volatile in terms of what they go through.
Okay, John Gibson, incredible goalie because he has been given so many penalties, which I love that.
And I have heard from now multiple sources from people who have interacted with John Gibson that he is a complete asshole. Just all about the ice.
I love that.
Not a nice guy.
And then also what's his face in LA?
Do the Kings have a goalie this year?
I cannot think of a single goalie.
Name someone who plays for the Kings.
Name one goalie.
Is Jonathan Quick, but he's not there anymore, right? That's all I can think of.
Oh my god!
Someone in the chat, tell us who the goalie is.
Jonathan Quick.
Jonathan Quick, which is who I was thinking of because I was thinking of emotionally volatile goalies.
Yeah.
I think to be fair, they're all emotionally volatile.
Well, but the thing is that if I were a goalie, which I've also claimed to myself, if I was better at skating and I wasn't afraid of the puck, I would be good at goalie.
Two very qualities.
Two important things. But I was I played a lot of softball and I played goalie some in soccer. I feel I could figure it out if I wasn't very afraid of the puck.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
somebody just said
the emotional
I love
turmoil that would take. No. I would not be able to be normal about losing games.
No. Wait, Mallory, you're a Gemini, right? No, are you Leo?
Leo. I'm a
Yeah,
Leo.
that makes sense.
The Leo. I could play goalie if I wasn't afraid of the puck.
If I
And
was good at being a goalie, I would be a good goalie. Yeah.
Exactly.
How was your vaccine? Did you have any side effects?
I did not have any side effects, although the day afterwards I was being a huge wimp about braiding my hair because I thought it was like my arm was kind of sore. And I was like, oh, this is going to like take all my muscles.
Which
But
one
it was
did you
fine.
get? Did you get the Dolly
I
Parton
got the
one?
Pfizer, which I was saying was going to link up with my other Pfizer drug that I take, which is Zoloft.
Nice.
When they link up in my bloodstream.
What a cocktail.
Exactly.
Gotta love it.
I hope that I feel like the league is going to get the Johnson & Johnson because they probably can't afford 2 shots for everybody.
That's true.
The US players are starting to get them, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anybody like post about it.
Well, I think they also like probably, I mean, most hockey teams are in major areas, and I think that a lot of like the East Coast I know is having a lot of distribution issues.
I would be surprised
if
some of them haven't gotten it yet, but I would be surprised if they were allowed to post about it. Yeah.
I would be surprised if the Flames did not buy out all of the vaccines.
They are going Calgary Flames mode.
Yeah.
That story is just like unbelievable, but also okay.
What's
It's
that?
gonna keep happening, right? Because this vaccine, like we're gonna have to get it every year, right? Like that's the
No idea.
I think that's the thing. Like we're gonna have to keep getting it, like the flu shot. So there's gonna be an NHL team. It's probably gonna be Calgary that will pass it out.
Come on.
Who cares?
No,
about
it's
the
gonna be
Calgary?
actually, I don't know if they have any money, but I was gonna say it would be the Yotes, but
They don't have any money.
the Yotes trash fire has been emotionally devastating for me. What about you, Audrey?
I'd rather not talk about it. My roommates had to listen to me basically read that entire Katie Strang article like out loud in the kitchen one morning. Because I was just like, you will not believe like every single thing that they could do wrong, they're doing wrong. And nobody's paying attention to like how their record is pretty good because they're in a terrible division. So
Yeah.
like the Western Conference is what? The California teams, the Yotes,
The Blues.
Vegas.
the Blues, and Vegas, which like up here.
That's wild.
In Minnesota.
Oh yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, but Vegas is so clearly the best team.
Yeah. It's so funny that Minnesota got shoved out there too.
It is.
They said you're in the West.
Didn't that happen with isn't Chicago or something in a random or
Chicago?
someone's in a random division with Tampa, I think, or something. I can't remember.
Chicago's
Chicago's
the
in the
same
Tampa.
Tampa.
Isn't it?
Yeah. it's
Okay.
Chicago.
Okay, they just like fucked it. Oh, Laura's coming.
Wow!
How's it going, you guys?
Oh my god!
Hi, Sam.
Everyone's
Sam's
here.
here now.
Hi, Sam. Sam finished lawyering.
You guys, I
What about
couldn't.
Christina and Sam bond on lawyering?
You're cutting out. Sam.
Oh, I had you guys in the background. I was listening to like 2 separate conversations.
What
About
did you?
not a billable thing, so it was fine.
I love the
I feel like
fancy
they were
lawyers.
I just
More bad.
Laura's hair, incredible.
Yes.
It looks so
Laura,
good.
how are you?
I'm trying to channel like drunk aunt vibes. I don't know if that's coming across. Like one of my friends literally was like, "Are you wearing a house coat to this thing?" And I was like, "Yep."
Fair.
That's what's up.
How are you guys?
Georgia, for women's rights, opened her own bottle of gin. She was really proud of that.
I was struggling really hard.
And she was like, Izzy isn't home.
I just hand it off. I'm so used to just handing things off. And I did it myself. So yay. Yay me.
Wait for feminism.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
do Christina and I have to leave?
You can
No.
stay if you want.
We don't really have that much of a plan.
Especially because Christina like napped.
Yeah.
If I leave, then I'm just gonna go sleep. So I have to stay as long as possible.
Yes, you can stay as long as you want. We kind of just did it so that people could stay if they wanted, and they can just kind of duck out when they want as well.
Cool.
Just we wanted to fit everyone in. Laura, we're very prepared to watch Tyler Toffoli murder us tonight.
I gotta say, like at the beginning of the season, I didn't think that was gonna be like the only highlight of the Habs season, but it kind of turned out to be. But I'm really, really hoping they figured all their shit out and like they can finally maybe beat the Leafs or the Sens or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on your GM being like touted as the most attractive GM in the league?
Like I see it, but it's not for me.
That's very fair.
Yeah, like I totally see it, and like people will go nuts over it, and I'm just like, he's just a dude who like still works out in his 50s. Like, let's all calm down.
I mean, yeah, the baseline is pretty low.
Yeah, but everybody in the Habs front office, I don't know if you've noticed, they're all like jacked, like Dominique Ducharme, like what's his face, Trevor Timmins, like they're all just like completely like.
They give off CrossFit vibes.
Yeah, absolutely, and they like compete against each other and everything.
That's so strange.
They're all very like tan.
Mm-hmm.
Are all guys in Montreal like that?
No. Like if I like say the words greasy artist type, like, are you getting that? That's the Montreal kind of.
I'm interested.
You're like, tell me more. Unemployed.
Oh my god, I love a fixer.
But you know what? I joke around about that a lot, but there's very much like two kind of communities in Montreal, and I feel like there's just like everybody who's the kind of person that Quebec is known for, like just like living life, enjoying and all of that. And then there's like serious like Bay Street wannabe types. I don't know if the Americans know what I'm talking. I guess Wall Street wannabe types. Yeah, and it's like it's so weird because there's people that are so driven, but like everyone out everywhere thinks we're just partying all the time. Anyway, so the kind of guy that you want to date is not the Wall Street wannabe type.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
I'm really sad. I'm really sad the whole COVID thing didn't happen because I was really excited. I was going to go to Montreal for the draft.
Yeah.
I was so excited. We had so much fun in Vancouver for the draft.
We were gonna tear it up.
And I was
awesome.
I was so excited. So I'm sad. I love Montreal so much. I like Vancouver's great, but I think it's the best city in Canada.
I can't say because I've never been to Vancouver because I was supposed to come to Vancouver like in October, I think it was, before the whole pandemic happened. But if they do have the draft next year, like I'm really hoping that everything's quote unquote back to normal, whatever that means, because I really want people to come and like really enjoy Montreal. And like right now I'm a little bit worried, like the restaurants are closing and stuff like that. But like there's so much to do here. Like I honestly, truly love the city a lot. And I just want everyone to enjoy it. It's also like really affordable. It's like a really good time. Plus, I'm really hoping to have my house by then. It might look serial killery because it's a fixer-upper. But
fun.
If you guys don't mind, like a half construction site, I want to have like a big party for like, women in hockey.
Oh God, I miss people. I just miss people.
Yeah.
Bye, Sam.
Bye, Sam.
Mallory, you would have loved like when Christina and I went to the draft in Vancouver. We like watched it. I think at like an Oilers bar, right?
We watched it at an Oilers bar. It was like the Roxy Fever joke.
I need to find I will grab my hat that you got me.
Oh, man, that was such a good day. I was so sick.
Oh my God, you were so ill.
Did you get the Roxy
at the
flu?
Roxy?
Joe!
Oh, hi.
Hello.
I was reading tweets. Sorry.
We're just sandwiching everyone. This is fun. Oh, and Sam's back.
Oh, here. I'll hop off because there's so many people on here now, but thank you so much for having me.
We love you. Thank you.
I love Chicago.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Have fun with getting your vaccine.
I'm still here because I'm looking at Laura's hair.
Do you know what's really funny is that like it does whatever the hell it wants and it never looks good except for that time that we did our video chat so I could be on your show and then now. I think it just does it for you.
Iconic.
Okay, Laura, I do have a question.
Yes.
Is Shea Weber still good at hockey?
No.
Okay. We were having this conversation, I think it was with Mal, about like who the best defensemen are in the like the North Division, and we're like, is Shea Weber good?
Well,
I don't know.
There are so many, like, the amount of goals that have been scored in the North Division is absurd.
There's no defense.
Because there are no good defensemen. Like, there's maybe three to five.
Pretty much. There's Jeff Petrie. He's good.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Pretty much, I think. I can't think of anyone, like, who's good on the Leafs other than, what's his face?
Morgan Riley,
yeah. Can you think of anyone who's good? Objectively good.
Travis Dermott good?
Muzzin was good.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Joe, everyone's so excited to see you.
I don't know why.
You don't know why.
I don't know why. I don't know why.
Joe
Jennings said, "Is this the hat that Brock designed?" Yes. Also, shout out to Grania, where she will be coming on later.
Yes. Okay, so Joe and Audrey are both Caps fans. We should establish this.
It's all Caps. I'm watching for a Holtby. And another Canuck. We're not talking about that.
That's right. Caps fans, but not Tom Wilson stans. Nuance.
I can't speak on that. He's the reason I learned how to skate. So. I'm small, he's big, and I wanted to hit people. So
yeah,
like in a polite way, to politely hit people. Like, you're in my way, I don't know how to stop yet, so I'll just run into you. It's totally fine.
Run into this brick wall of a person.
Like, why stop with the skates when I can stop with a person? Makes no sense.
That is hockey. That is hockey at its finest. Oh, there's like immediately the shot of Tyler Toffoli. The game is starting for people. It hurts.
Did you see Dan Murphy's tweet about trying to cut his own hair?
Oh,
I haven't actually seen
him
yet.
What he did to his hair just now.
No, he definitely tweeted about how he has not gotten any better at cutting his own hair in the past like 11 months or whatever. I haven't seen him though.
He also had it styled like a faux hog just now. Like,
I love Dan Murphy.
Cool look.
Yeah.
We are Dan Murphy supporters because he said
Mock Girl Summer on air.
Mock Girl Summer.
He said
we gotta get him one of the shirts next.
Yeah, we do. That is true. Okay, what is happening with the Caps? Are they
good? They're good.
They're not bad.
They've never played an afternoon game and won. So
waking up is hard. Waking up is very difficult.
Yeah. They're sleepy teens as per usual. I mean, at the beginning of the season, I was really surprised that like Emily Kaplan said that they were her pick to win the cup this year. But like things are kind of falling into place for them. And I think they really lucked out with the additions they made in the offseason. Like everything seems to kind of be paying off. So I think it's going to be one of those things where in the next month, if they stay healthy and nobody else gets suspended for 7 games.
Inconsistent. They're not consistent at all.
Yeah.
That's fair. Okay, Laura, do you think Montreal's going to okay, so they fired their coach. Do you think they're going to
turn things around?
Yeah.
I think a little. I think there's no way that they're gonna be like an abject failure like they were like a couple weeks before they fired him. I've had this concern, and people who are way smarter than me keep telling me that like no, it'll work out. I'm just like, they haven't had, all of their games are so compressed. It's such a tight schedule, and this guy has like all these crazy new ideas. I'm like, how are they going to implement them? How are they going to like, make it their way of playing? And lots of smarter people are like, don't worry, it works out. We actually like had an interview for our podcast with Jesse Marshall from The Athletic. And he was just like, yeah, we saw this with Mike Sullivan. Don't worry about that too much. Just, at least hope the ideas that he has are the right ones.
Okay, that's interesting. Because I think like Montreal, going into the season, people were like, they're interesting. And then suddenly they became like the darling for the first 2 weeks. Everyone was like, they have so much depth and like no one else does. And like
people saw Josh Anderson for the first time and were like, oh.
Exactly. And then it was like, oh no, this isn't okay. And then now it's like, we don't really know what's going to happen, I guess.
Yeah. And I will say that like at the beginning, they were trying new things. And then when they played one bad game against Ottawa and Ottawa beat them. And that just made them go back to like the things that weren't working for the last 4 years. And that's not really a recipe for success. And I think the fact that they did that is what got the coach fired. Like if they kept trying new things and like they weren't working out, it would have been different, but they were literally doing the same exact things that were losing them games last year. And it's sad because I think Claude Julien is a good coach. I just don't think that he's the kind of coach that will take them to the next level. And I'm excited to see what happens. But I also had a lot more hope in the first couple of weeks of the season than I do now. Like I'm like, if they make the playoffs, I'll be happy.
I mean, the North Division sucks.
And that's the problem, right? Like, it's like if they make the playoffs in a terrible division, I'll be happy.
Yeah. I feel that fear so much. Like, if the Canucks somehow... Okay, people keep saying they're only 4 points out, but they're 4 points out of a team that has 5 games in hand. So it's like, that's not how that works.
Oh, I see.
But I feel fear... I feel fear if they like sneak in somehow that it's just gonna be like they made the playoffs, so like
nothing needs to change.
Yeah, it kills me.
I didn't think they would be this bad though.
No,
I have to say, like at the beginning, people were like, "Oh, Vancouver's gonna come in second in the division," and
Habs just scored.
And
fuck.
Like,
Toffoli?
Was it Toffoli?
No, was it Toffoli?
No. The game is going on behind me, but I'm just like talking. I can't shut up. Audrey knows why. But yeah, like I didn't think that they would be this bad. I thought, like a lot of people were like, oh, they'll come second in the division. I was like, there's no way. But I thought that, they challenged for third or fourth. I didn't think that they would be like this easy to beat for teams like the Habs.
Yeah. That's
if that makes sense. And they did, like, they played a really good couple of games against Toronto. I just feel like I thought there would be more bad.
It's fair.
How's Brendan Gallagher doing?
Yeah, good and bad.
Nice.
His entire line is kind of like they don't know what to do because they've got like the Kotkaniemi line and the Suzuki line that's kind of taken their place. They were the first line all last year except the playoffs, and now like they just kind of don't know what their assignment is. But the last couple of games, I think Brendan Gallagher scored 2 goals last game against Winnipeg. And like they've kind of gotten like a new role as the second/third line. And it's really helped them out. And I feel like they needed a clear idea of what to do, because before they were driving all the offense and playing against the opponent's top competition, and now they were just kind of like there and not knowing what to do. But Brendan Gallagher's always in front of the net, and so eventually somebody was going to pass him the puck once they figured out what they were doing. And
those are my absolute favorite kind of player. Just goalie nuisances.
Yeah, and he's such a pain in the ass that like I get why all other like fans hate him, and I'm just like, but why?
Yeah.
My favorite player of all time is Alex Burrows, who currently on my screen they're showing a shot of.
Oh my god!
Did you see his haircut? His haircut?
His haircut
so
is pretty extreme. He also has a little bit of gray, and it's like, oh no.
Yeah. He had that when he was here, I think.
Oh, did he really? Interesting.
Oh yeah, I see the number in the rafters. They
just showed it. Yeah, he's in the Ring of Honor, right?
Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Our like step down from the actual.
Well, obviously we're playing the Habs, so we can't like talk shit about the retiring numbers. How many numbers do the Habs have retired?
Like, this is a trivia question that I should know. I'm gonna have to Google this.
Like so many that
What
players
numbers
all
are
have to wear
available?
like, yeah, they all have to wear like super high numbers.
Hold on.
So funny.
I'm actually like looking this up on my iPad because I don't know, and I'm gonna get yelled at by like anybody who's watching who's a Habs fan.
I didn't
I have
know
a
that was
pop
like a
quiz
very
question.
specific Habs thing. That's so funny.
It's because they're the oldest team in the league, aren't they? Technically?
Yeah. It depends on how you look at it because they're older than the league, but then Toronto is like trying to claim that they are or whatever, but the Habs celebrated their centennial first.
Fuck Toronto. That's just like our general consensus.
Yeah.
It's like 15, right?
Is it 15?
Yeah.
We have how many? I guess
I think that's
Five?
5?
I think.
I think 5. The two Sedins, Smeal, Linden, Bure. Oh, Naslund.
Oh.
6. 6 in 40 years or whatever.
That's a pace that is unsustainable.
Wait, what was Vanessa's hot take?
Oh, that we should unretire.
Oh.
We should unretire.
Was it Pavel Bure
Yeah.
or Naslund? I forget who it was.
I don't know, it's someone. You're like, this is my
No,
hottest
Smeal
take.
makes
And
sense
we're
on
like,
Yeah.
unretiring.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously, that's not something you can do. Or
No.
is it?
I mean,
Just
really
because
can
it's
do-
never been done doesn't mean that you can't do it.
you can do anything you want. Yeah, I don't know.
You're national.
Retiring. Okay, Joe.
yes.
Hello.
Hi.
Talk to us about your stickers because we are so excited about them. And we love that they sold out. That's unbelievable.
I actually
So-
sold more today.
Did you?
Yeah, I did not put
I-
them yet, but
I didn't get to buy them because I was stupid and was like,
I
oh, I'll
didn't
buy
think
them.
they would
And then I
sell out
forgot.
so fast. So I only did like.
George, I bought more than one pack. I'll send them to you.
Oh, thank you,
She bought a
Sam.
lot.
That's so exciting.
I don't really know how to talk about my own stuff. So do you have questions?
When did you start doing hockey art?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't have an answer. I got into hockey like 2014 from watching the Mighty Ducks. And I've always been drawing, so it's around then-ish. And then around last year is actually when I started sharing it. Hi.
So you started sharing it last year. And
It was
then
unintentional though. I did not mean for it to. I was being spiteful. I was to the NHL, the JT Brown drawing.
that's
and
totally
then-
fair. Always
Yeah.
be spiteful
Yeah.
to the NHL.
Absolutely.
Of course, they deserve it.
Yes. Okay, so when did JT Brown share your
It was actually. It's like I remember this day so vividly, and I mostly because I took like 1,000 screenshots. I have like 2,000 screenshots. 1,000 are from that day. It was like I had something. I was going to donate blood, and then like 20 minutes before I left, I posted it, and like 10 minutes after that, he responded, and then he DM'd me, and he was like, "Hey, can I donate money of I don't know how did he word it? Like a charity of your choice?" And I was like, Black Girl Hockey Club. And he was like, "Oh, can I use the
Aw.
art for my profiles?" And I was like, "Yeah, hell yeah, please do."
Speaking of Black Girl Hockey Club, and also Chanel, who's here, and Vanessa.
Hi, Chanel.
Did you get it?
I got my hat today.
Oh,
Oh my god.
The
our
beanie.
lovely friend Dani Chu from
So
The Kraken.
jealous.
Yes, shout out to
sent us our Black Girl Hockey Club Seattle Kraken hats, which is so
Oh.
nice.
It's such a
I'm
nice
so
hat.
jealous.
I love that Vanessa got the hat to Mal in Kansas City, but not the
Yeah.
best.
Well, we
We
can
live-
meet up whenever.
20 minutes away from you.
Yeah. Whenever
Pandemic
you guys can come
problems.
by.
Joe, someone asked in the chat what made you decide on stickers?
At the time, I was selling on Redbubble, and that was like the coolest thing I thought. Most of the things I didn't seem like a shirt thing. Like
That's
you see a design, if it's like a frog, I would want it on a shirt. But if I saw a hockey player, would I really want them on a shirt? Would I? I would not. You might. but I don't know.
I guess we only have Adam Gaudette technically on our shirt. Michaela Gaudette's joining us later to shotgun. Solely to shotgun.
Great.
There's like
Yeah,
certain
she said she
players
would.
though that like could be on a shirt, but like I wouldn't put all of them. I would put Braden Holtby on a shirt though.
Well, also you have to apparently fight about like it being legal or not.
Yeah, we got in lots
Oh, yeah.
of trouble.
I have a list of ways to get around that because every time I did it on Redbubble, it would get flagged. I feel like it hasn't even been up for an hour. How? Makes no sense to me. But I don't know.
Oh man, I have so many notifications. Holy shit.
I got the Black Girl Hockey Club shirt, like the new shirt that they just came out with. That's like a partnership with that other brand. Very excited.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that is exciting.
Hacksaw Hockey Club.
Yeah.
They're very cool.
Yeah, the work Renee does is just like
So good.
weekend, like, yeah, just
So
holding
here for
everyone
the-
just holding everyone like accountable for everything. It's unbelievable what she's doing, and also like good for her for being separate from the NHL because we all saw like the diversity panel thing that they are trying to do that clearly is not working. Especially in regards to like that piece about the Akeem Elliott piece in Sports Illustrated talking about that whole situation, which Gary, not great.
It's really not. And it's one of those things where I'm just like, this could be such an easy fix, but it's just something doesn't click in these organizations that have just been this way forever. Like, how is that so scary to you? How is the concept of change that scary to you?
Yeah. Well, actually, Chanel, you are a member of the Kraken, and you are there to help them with. What is your official title?
Intersectionality consultant.
Okay. How is that going so far?
It's been pretty wild. I think literally I don't really think it hit me till the other day because it's eclipsed 6 months with them, and thinking about how time isn't linear is a little bit scary. But I've had like a crazy wonderful time so far, and if anything, it's getting more busy for me as the months go on, and that feels really good because it means hopefully I'm doing my job. But I just literally get passed around to different Zoom rooms every hour on occasion. So it's kind of just like everybody these days, but they have the opportunity to work. So yeah, I'm enjoying it, and I get to work with people like Dani Chu and Namita. So I'm just super grateful.
We love Namita so much.
Yeah, I know. She's literally our local celebrity, even though we do have like other people there too, but they don't matter. We have Namita, who cares?
No, she's the most famous person.
Yeah, she definitely is.
And as soon as you said her name, like literally everybody's face lit up. It was so beautiful.
I think I should have had her instead of me. I don't know why I'm here. You definitely should have tried to scoop up Namita because come on, like her Twitter alone, like.
She was on our podcast. She was on our podcast to talk about the Super Bowl. We had very clear, like, defined boundaries of she cannot talk about hockey. Because we would have spent the whole time being like,
hey, do you
want Jake Virtanen?
Do you want a 6'7" defenseman? Do you want him?
He's a right hand. He shoots right. He's tall.
Let me sell you these boys.
We also really want her to we want Lawson Krause to go to Seattle. We want Lawson Krause to be freed from the desert. Sorry, Audrey.
Free butter. Okay.
Free butter pig. So we would have gotten in so much trouble. So very fair.
Oh my gosh. Nothing scares me more than the expansion draft. Like nothing. Nothing at all.
We are Canucks fans. Nothing scares us more than the expansion draft. And having Jim Betting. Are you feeling confident in having Jim Betting managing the helm as we go into the expansion draft? Because I am not.
If anyone says yes, that's worrisome.
I mean, the thing is that I don't think he's going to do well, but the bar is like 100% on the floor. So if he does something like Like if he protects Pedersen, I'm like, damn, this crazy.
Do I trust him to be in charge of the hockey team? No. Do I want to be entertained? Yes.
Yeah.
So
This is why I think that being a fan of a team that is objectively bad is more fun. Or at least on like Twitter in general, Sens fans have been really languishing in despair. So have Red Wings fans. So they're like putting out a lot of good content.
Yeah.
What
We
is
need to, like,
they really are.
Oh, I was gonna ask first, what is Montreal Twitter like? And then what is Capital's Twitter like? Because we're so insulated with like how wild Canucks Twitter is, which
I feel
Audrey
like Cap
knows.
Twitter is something.
Joe knows.
Laura,
Like everyone
Laura, you
knows.
go first. Laura, you go first.
It's honestly, first of all, there's two, right? There's French Twitter and English
French and
Twitter.
English, yeah.
There's a lot of overlap, actually. Like most people who live in this city speak both. But there's two factions. There's the people who haven't evolved past like 5 years ago, because like Habs fans have a reputation for being crazy. I mean, you've all heard that, right? So there's people that still do that, and then like most of us kind of got beat down by the mediocrity, and so we just kind of have a little bit more of a cynical view. And like there's people like. There are so many people in the fan base that think it's appropriate to just like tweet at the Habs Twitter account, like just insults about Carey Price. And then like everybody else is just like, the guy's a dude who's having a bad season or he's playing badly. I got yelled at for saying bad season because it's apparently a lot of bad seasons. I can't just say one, and that's the thing, right? Like, people get mad because I wasn't hard enough on Carey Price or whatever. And so there's like the kind of people that like, it was Philippe Danault's birthday and they tweeted out like happy birthday or whatever. Gallagher tweeted something out and like people just like got in the guy's mentions just to tell him what a piece of shit he is. And I'm just like, that's the Habs fans that like, those are the ones that people talk about when they talk about crazy Habs fans. And there's just so many of them. And I'm like, why have you not learned your lesson over time? Like, I get that every fan base is kind of like that. And I've seen you guys have to deal with so much shit just because you say the team isn't good, like once or something. And I just like, I don't understand why it's so serious. But the rest of Habs Twitter is, I won't say as funny or as fun as Sens Twitter or Detroit Twitter or whatever. Like, definitely nowhere near as fun as Flyers Twitter. But like at least there's good discussion, you know, like there's jokes, but like a lot of people are just like, they're really getting into analytics, they're really getting into like video stuff. So it's interesting and you just kind of have to wade through. And it used to be like also like divided along like the language lines, but it's not like that anymore. Like it's very, very different. It's just some people who are just like, I want to say that like Scott says it's not healthy, and I want to go a little bit further than that. Like it can't possibly be healthy to care that much about a hockey team.
Right.
Yeah. And so, but the rest of us are just kind of chilling. Like we're not expecting much, but when good things happen, we're going to talk about it and why. Cap's turn.
So Joe, I don't know if you agree with me or not on this, but I think that everybody on Cap's Twitter who's over the age of like 21 doesn't know how to take a joke, is extremely emotional, and thinks that Tom Wilson should be able to like murder people in cold blood, which is a little scary. Like there are some funny people on Cap's Twitter, but they're all under the age of
like barely drinking age.
Yeah, exactly.
It's funny because I'm not, but
exactly.
Yeah,
so like that's iconic, but everybody else is just kind of like, yeah, I mean, they'll do the same thing where they're replying to the team account and everything.
Which, because it'll always be like the funniest post, and they'll be taking it so seriously.
Yeah. So the Caps got a new social person. The Caps got a new social person this season, and they're crushing it so far.
They're doing a great job.
Yeah.
The biggest
That's
problem
exciting.
though with Caps Twitter though is everyone's, or just Caps fans in general, are just too serious.
Yes.
Like, or any DC sports team, like we win one time or we won't win at all, and all of a sudden it's life or death. Which DC sports, it's going to be just death.
Yeah.
So
Somebody said Caps horniest social media post. Yes, there is a new person there's a new person running their social accounts, and I swear to God, like, they're doing it on purpose.
Is that the
One of
video
them
of the
is
person
always.
squatting? Oh.
The guy,
Like-
the foam roller video is Tom Wilson.
Yeah. It's quite the content.
There's a lot
Tom
of
Wilson
like,
is very
butts.
handsome.
There's a lot of butts, and I feel like you have to be like a real fan to know, right? Like
know
I
what
wouldn't
to
be able to see. I didn't know it was Tom Wilson at first. Somebody sent it to me, and I was like, "Wow, that's good content, thank you." And then I found out it was Tom Wilson. And I was like, "Now I have to go have a shower." Like,
DC, very reliant on ass identification.
Oh, you could spot an ass anywhere.
Yeah.
3 miles away, you can see it.
Amazing. Truly amazing.
but if you know people who run Team Social, please put more workout and butt and foam roller and squat
Oh,
videos on there.
absolutely, yes.
What's that like one TikTok thing where they were rolling the weight bar?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
like
the
that
thickness
challenge.
challenge? God, that's
oh my God, that would be so good.
Football TikToks have such great content.
Danny,
And baseball TikToks.
hi.
Damn,
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Hi.
we can
Yeah.
hear you.
Oh wow,
Speaking of, like,
I'm in a freezer.
Our all-time favorite Twitter account. Like,
Your account.
You bring me like
iconic.
anytime I need to laugh.
Thank
you.
I will say that all of your posts where you were in the hospital and posting about Sidney Crosby.
I vividly remember, like, they were like, "We're here for your medication." I was like, "Give me a second. I need a second." Like squatting on the toilet, IV on my arm, like, and he is ruining my like. It's really, and it's so. I can't put it into words. Like it really, it has real life effects. Like I have stepped out of class. I have turned my camera off. Like I once, and my mom was driving, and I said, "Ah!" Like out of nowhere. And she said, "What happened?" And I was like, "Nothing. It's fine. It's fine." Because how am I gonna explain? Oh, it's just a weird looking white man that posted that I found a picture on of Tumblr, and like he has just changed the trajectory of my day. Because that's what it is. I have had bad days because like I see him and I'm like, shut up. Shut up. Like that one, what was it? The TikTok put me in a spectacularly bad mood. The TikTok really sent me somewhere. The golf tournament, and this sounds really sad because I have specific events like, yeah, when he was at the golf tournament, it really touched me. But yeah, anytime he has the full beard, kind of like takes a thing off my day because I'm like, anyway, it's so weird because I'll be like, why do people keep associating me with him? And then within the first 3 minutes of me here, like, so when he was at the golf tournament, so sorry about that.
Oh my God. Okay, the chat is
Jordan's
going crazy. I know. I'm laughing so hard. It's so funny.
Sorry.
I thought you were gonna fall off the cliff.
Oh my God.
All that ass, and for what?
Just a second. All that ass and for we don't have to talk about that because I think it's well known how I feel about that. Because okay, go ahead. I'm so sorry.
I'm just laughing.
It's fine. It's okay.
Georgia's losing it.
No, because I keep reading the chat and it's all Mrs. Crosby.
It's a rightful title. You earned it.
Oh my God, that's so
It's
funny.
really So I went with the Black Girl Hockey Club meetup. I went to Pittsburgh. Me and my friend Ayana. We drove up to Pittsburgh last January. And thoughts? I'm gonna tell you how I feel, Ayana. And so we were in this room. We were in Suite 66 or whatever it is. Like Mario Lemieux's like, "Oh, look at me, I'm rich. I donated for charity" thing. And they were like telling us all about like, "Oh, and this is where you can see the players." And there is a video of Ayana and I going, look, that's the locker room, fool. That's where so-and-so come from. Just absolutely, I've never left the house. Nobody ever brings me out of the house. And this is like it's like something from a horror movie. Because so it was me and Ayana standing there in the corner. And this guy, this lovely guy, I think he was like the president of the Penguins or something, like a very high-ranking official, was talking about how important it is. And Ayana and I are like, wow, look at the locker room, wow! And then you see these two figures walking down the hallway. You know, you can't really see anything clearly. Ayana freezes. Like you would think that like a ghost came in and like petrified her. And later she was like, I would know that walk anywhere. I would know that walk anywhere. He was so bow-legged, it looked like it hurt. That's what she said. So I remember, and this is the most disgusting thing ever, is I saw that black North Face coat and them blue jeans and just the most regular, hi, how are you? That stupid ass outfit that he wears everywhere. I saw that. And I immediately, it was like fight or flight or freeze. So I was like, it's either him or me walking out of this. Cause I saw, he was incandescently white. That was the one thing I remember. Like, I remember being like, he was creamy. He was milky. He was just like, I was like, wow. How it? Turns out, the funniest part of it, turns out that Jack Johnson was right next to him. He's carrying a box and not notice at all until they told me after the fact. And everybody knew me as the girl who, because I didn't drop. Contrary to popular belief, I did not drop. I squatted strategically. I squatted very strategically in a very fast downward motion so that nobody would see me, meaning he wouldn't see me. Because if he saw me and we made eye contact, we would have to duel. And Ayana's saying I'm lying. I'm not lying. I squatted strategically. It's like the little button that you press in video games. I was like trying to keep it so then people wouldn't have to see me in City Coffee come to blows. That's just me trying to keep us safe, keep everybody around us safe. So then I unfortunately poked my head up because like my first thought process was protect yourself. And then I accidentally brought more attention because all you see is this adult woman just dropping to the ground. So then I come back up a little bit and he does, you know, the dude's thing that white dudes do, that
oh god,
that thing that was worse than any fate. Like I would have rather him literally just been like, because Chris Letang was like around there and was looking at us crazy. I would rather him do anything else. Like that's a slap in the face. Don't you at me. Don't look at me that way. Don't I did I slut drop for that milky man? I did not slut anything. It was not for attractive purposes. It was not a sexual mating call or anything. I was trying to get out of harm's way. I was trying to get out of harm's way. He's scary. Like I was like, this man, there's going to be a person who walks out of PPG Paints Arena. It's not going to be him if I have anything to say about it. Which sounds like a threat, but it's not a threat. I was just... So yes, it was very scary. And then Ayana cussed me out because she was like, we're supposed to be a team and you dropped to the ground. And everybody laughed and was like, oh my God, you're the girl. Oh, and the president was like, haha, this is why we don't bring people in here. So if you get to go on a tour, and you see, because it was like, it was the game day, and I think they were coming from morning skate, and he was like, oh yeah, this is kind of why. So I'm sorry for like ruining everybody else's experience of PPG Paints Arena. Can I say that I regret it? No, because if I stood up, I would have had to like go out, and there would have been like, so, and then I saw him at warm-ups, like against the glass, and I was like, wow, his nostrils are huge. Anyway, so yeah, that was oh, and Ayana and I, as soon as we left, we went out and screamed in the Pittsburgh downtown, like right outside, just like full body screamed. So
In case anyone,
I don't think we'll ever recover from that.
Thank you so much.
I'm dying at your friend Ayana in the chat, just being like, "This is a lie. She's lying. She dropped to the ground and screamed."
I'm telling the full, because I was like, "Is he gone?" And she was like, "No." And I was like, "Is he gone now?" She's like, "No."
Oh,
So, yeah.
oh my
I feel
God.
like this situation where like running away or hiding when you see somebody like who you're obsessed with is the only option. Like they cannot perceive you. Like that's definitely not something you want happening.
Yeah, and like I think it would have been ideal if like, because I lived in fear that entire day. I was like, because they were like, we have surprise guests, and I said, if I have to meet this man and look him dead in the face and be like, hi, I'm going to be upset, just because I feel like if we are put in the same room, it'll be like the Iron Man and Captain America fight, where it's just like, or like just two really big, like, I don't know, our energies wouldn't vibe. But I'm glad it was then, because I hadn't gotten into my nonsense. The only thing I had said was like, oh, I have to teach him twerking. That was back then. That was the only like out of pocket thing I've said. I've said a lot of things that are.
I have a question. For the Iron Man and Cap theory, would Sydney be Cap because of America's ass? And would you be Iron Man? That's a legit question.
Well, in any situation I dream of, it would be me being the aggressor. So that's one thing. I am attacking him.
So Sydney has to be Iron Man so he could die.
No. He's going to be Cap. And if we're going to say that this is the ass theory, then he's bouncing the thing off his ass. And I am just sending out a light of, yes. A calzone. My mom brought me a calzone. Thank you.
that is so cute.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Who's Bucky Winter Soldier? Gino, because he's not going to remember where he is when he gets trained.
Oh, of course not.
Oh God. It's the intermission. The Canucks have done nothing, apparently.
They have done absolutely nothing. They did nothing.
No. They didn't do nothing. They blew a 30-second two-man advantage.
That's unsurprising. It's the
Kind of legendary. Kind of cool energy.
Okay, Chanel, are you ready for us to be quote unquote rivals?
We're
I'm not ready for anything ever. So you guys were like talking hockey earlier, and I was like, please God, let me walk in something completely chaotic, so I don't get asked any questions, or else I'm gonna have to call in the meeting, and I don't think that's appropriate right now because I know it's early your time, but it's late my time, so I don't know.
That's totally fine.
Okay, so let me out myself right now. I'm a Bruins fan, so we're already enemies. I know.
Does anyone know if we can just like boot Chanel from the chat, or like can we kick her out?
Yeah, I'm just gonna put Chanel in the timeout.
I know. I feel like I shouldn't be here. Like, did no one check up on this? Because I was doing like crazy yesterday.
So, unfortunately, I learned recently, which is really going against my statement, which is I didn't realize that Oris played for the Bruins.
Yeah.
I just didn't do any fact checking, which was really difficult because I have been claiming that every single Boston sports team is racist for at least the past 5 years.
No, it still is. It was, and it still is. So you're not.
But I'm still going to claim that. But I will say that that is one fact that I was like, oh, maybe not.
We had Malcolm Subban too, and that did not go well for him either. So
yeah.
We also had a Subban. Also did not go well.
I don't know what's going on with the Subans these days, but yeah.
Or also had a Subban. I think actually Jordan Subban is doing. He's funding some company that's supporting Black women's startups.
Is he still on the Marley?
Okay.
I don't know.
I think he plays in Europe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like people are popping on now to get like their Canucks like intermission analysis. Didn't watch any of that.
The intermission
No,
analysis.
I feel like
These are not good.
everyone's coming on for Dani.
Yeah,
That's
that's
true.
really right.
System see me eat a calzone.
No, it's here you talk about us. That's why. We came for one thing.
One thing and one only.
What's very funny is that Dani and I have very different interactions with our
there's Luna.
boring white men of choice.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know. Her like relationship with Sidney Crosby versus my relationship with Connor McDavid. Like, it's just very interesting. There are like two directions you can take, like two paths diverged in the woods.
I will never understand Mel's obsession with Connor McDavid. That man is like dry bread.
You should have to take care of him so bad.
Everything you could tell me literally anything about him, and I'd be like, "Yeah, sounds right." Like literally, to see that he lived in Hannibal's house, like because I've watched Hannibal, and I was like, "That's Hannibal's house." I was like, "Makes sense." Like if you told me like he has a whole witch's cauldron in his basement, I'd be like, "That makes sense."
Honestly, my all-time situation is that this one like I don't know, like relatively prominent person on Oilers like Twitter or whatever blocked me because I said that man looked like he needed a blood transfusion. And I meant that nicely. I meant it nicely. I meant I was going to give him blood. But like they blocked me. They were like, Postman ugly. And I'm like, they're just factual. Mallory, somebody said, Mallory, have you ever met him? No. Did you hear the Dani story? It would absolutely be as horrible, if not worse. I do not want to meet that man. I would be rude to his face.
That's true.
He'd be like, he's ugly. And I'd be like, yeah. Like, he's boring. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what I've been asked that. I've been asked, like, what if he has seen your tweets? Like, because one thing, I do believe he's have to see at least one, just because I take it as the statement that he made over Black Lives Matter over the summer. I take that as a personal one that I and myself and Ayana bullied him personally because I was like every day like, "Good morning, everybody. Sidney Crosby, have you made a statement? Yeah, you punk ass bitch." Like it was bad, and I don't know. So like, I don't know if I had to pick a tweet that I would want him to see.
Can we talk about Jamie Benn? Like,
oh my god!
Sure.
I can't. I wish Christina was still here.
Oh yeah, Christina being here.
I was going to ask Christina about how she felt about the Stars losing almost every single game post their national anthem.
The Stars just like Bunby, that's Texas, baby. Like they're really just going with it. They're a stereotype of themselves at this point.
17 of them had COVID, right?
Yes.
17?
17 out of 27, I believe.
Damn, Texas is like that.
Yes, everyone loves your voice note, which we put in our last episode because
thank you.
Like truly,
I first off, I really like the edit that EBDB. I'm sure they have a name, but EBDB they made with the TikTok sound where it's like because that's how I hear everything that I say in my head. I speak. I feel like my voice notes are my version of if I was in a confessional on like a reality show. So I'm living that fantasy.
Confessional in like a church.
Oh no.
Going church wise.
No. I meant like I'm in the chair and it like says Danielle 20 has problem with Jamie Benn, and I'm like, you know what? This is what I have to say about, because that's really how it's like. It's time for Danielle's opinion. Well, who asked? Well, I'm gonna give it, and that you cheated on, that you lost, that you weren't in the league for anyway. Like
it was so good.
I think like the most important anthropological discovery that hockey Twitter has made is like going through Katie Holdridge's Twitter likes and just deducing backwards what kind of an asshole like Jamie Benn actually is.
I have a screenshot of the I don't know who needs to hear this, but dump your racist boyfriend like Katie Holdridge.
And everybody was like, wow, oh God, like I can't believe he was like that Candace Owens video. And like anybody who's seen Katie's likes was like, no, we knew.
He cheated on her birthday in quarantine, right? Yeah.
You have to go to a lot of effort.
That's
I didn't know
one
that.
thing I lost my mind about that because I remember I saw, because do I stay on Puck Money blogs? Maybe, that's my business. But I saw this board. Like, he wrote this whole like menu for the birthday dinner with like bubble letters and everything. And I'm like, you write bubble letters and then cheat? You wrote bubble letters for somebody, because bubble letters don't come just naturally. You have to put effort into it. It takes time.
You have to write the letter and then go and connect it. That takes time.
Exactly. You have to and he had shading. I was impressed. I was like, wow, he knows how to read and write. That's impressive. And then to see that he was putting his two brain cells together to put or just, you are so cute, to some random person. Like, what are do you have that many suitors?
Cancer men are insane.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Are you going to cry? I'm going to be like, you did me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
I cannot stop thinking about Katie Aldridge's retweet. Was it a retweet? That was
Sam put the guy in the timeout. I just yelling chiclets.
My ex-boyfriend is
Sam,
crazy, or if he's just a cancer.
Yeah, it's both.
Oh my god!
Like, as somebody who I think is very open, that I've been to the mental hospital before. I mean, duh. But I can't explain how much I feel like I've been in a group session with a person like Jamie been before, and they're like just talking. I'm like, God, shut the fuck up! Like, God, shut up! Like, we're both here in grip socks. We've had applesauce together. Like, it's a very intimate thing to have applesauce in a common room of a mental hospital with somebody else, and you get to know somebody over that applesauce, and you think, God, I hate you. Like, I really don't ever want to see you again. I wish you luck on your recovery so I never have to see you again, because you drain me. I can't mention you in the psychologist room because they know you're a douchebag. That's a part of your treatment plan, is help him not be a douchebag. Like, I feel like I've been in treatment with somebody like him before, and then they just sit there. And sometimes they do can I play devil's advocate? No, but you can go to hell. You can.
That's very good. I hate devil's
familiar
advocate.
with creepy socks. Don't worry.
I fucking hate. I hate devil's advocate. Makes me crazy.
Oh yeah, honestly, Georgia's in grad school currently, so she's very familiar with people playing devil's advocate.
About stupid historical stuff, but it makes me crazy.
Is it all guys? Are they all white?
Well, no, to be honest, my program is quite diverse, but you just come across a lot of people, especially in when you're in university, the philosophy 100 class or gender studies 100 class. I just want to play devil's advocate that women actually are inferior. You're like, that's not what? It's not devil's advocate. You actually just think that because you're an asshole.
Yeah.
And it makes me crazy. So, the joys. But the thing about normally history is there's a lot of white dudes, but it's kind of
also
changing.
know this. I have a history degree, and literally, yeah, it's like people are talking about their interests, and they're like, I'm really interested in World War II, and you're like, cool.
Yeah.
Sidney, not to be like, this reminds me of my beloved, but Sidney Crosby is very much into World War II.
He has that energy.
It makes sense.
Literally, Sidney Crosby has such Ken Burns documentary energy. I can't even explain it.
I feel like you could just. He falls asleep to the sounds of machine guns. It's something there. I remember I read this article about once he went to this veterans hospital and was asking somebody about their experiences. So imagine you're like, oh wow, I'm gonna see a cool hockey player and I'm gonna touch a Stanley Cup. And he's like, yeah, you're so brave. Remember when your friend stepped on a landmine? Can you tell me more about what that's like?
Oh my god. And speaking of the Sidney Crosby at hospitals, that like thing where he was like standing around trying to like make a kid like turn on his iPad and like figure out how to use that.
What?
There was like they were giving gifts to like kids in like a hospital, and he was just like standing around like, I don't know, being an old man, being like, how does this technology work?
Oh god.
I asked somebody who was also been I'm a sickly child, so I've like been visited through like Red Cross and stuff like that, and I remember seeing one and I was like, I would ask him to leave, because you have that option. As a you might think like, oh, they can come in and they just, you know, you can ask them to leave. I've asked Santa Claus to leave, so like you can ask them to leave, but I would think like he'd be like, hey bud, how are you? I'm like, get the hell out of my room right now. Like, I have a morphine drip in my hand.
Absolutely would say that too. He'd be like, hey bud,
hey bud, how are you coming along? And I'm like, I will turn this morphine drip up to 100 and in my shit right in front of you. Change the trajectory of your life forever if you don't get the hell out of my room. Like, I swear to God. I'm pressing on the nurse's button. You need to leave. And he's like, oh, not a Pens fan, eh? And I'm like, I swear to God. I swear to God. I will rip every line out of my body and change your life.
Oh my god.
You need to get the hell out of here. Like, just scream as loud as you can. And then they can't use that footage in the thing. Because that's the funniest thing. So like they'd be like, oh, anyway, back to the next room. And then he's like going to other rooms, but you could see like in his eyes something's changed. Something has changed.
Just like lightly hear you screaming in the background.
Exactly, like absolutely. That is, he needs to go.
Oh my god.
Guys, it's 11 p.m. on the East Coast, so I'm gonna go to bed.
I was just about to say, our East Coast friends, you can totally drop off. We actually, Jen Southall is coming in, and she has a sign language interpreter, an ASL interpreter, and we actually we have too many people in the room for her to be able to come in.
I have to watch some of this game
get
anyway.
the fuck out.
So
yes. We love you.
Thanks for
Thank you so
coming.
much for coming.
Thank you so much for inviting.
Guys.
Yes, we love you. Listen to their
Love
respective
you guys.
podcasts.
Beautiful.
Yes,
Angels.
listen. Listen to Puck Bunnies. Listen to Locked On.
Canadians.
Is it Locked On Canadians?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know if it was Locked On Habs or something. Locked On
It
Canadians.
should be, right?
It's shorter.
Anyway. Yes, listen to us, please. It's fun.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Bye, friends.
Thank you
Bye.
guys.
This is Rodney. Hi. So Rodney is going to be the interpreter for Jen when she comes on to the show. We originally wanted to have captions for this, but unfortunately we were not able to because it's really fucking expensive, which is obviously frustrating and has to do with kind of accessibility issues in general. So when Jen comes on, she'll be able to have an interpreter. She is deaf. So yes, that's pretty much it until she comes on. Is she in the thing, Sam?
Not yet.
Okay, cool. That's easy.
Somebody said she was Gritty Doll. Do you want me to whip out Gritty? Let me go.
Oh yeah, whip out Gritty Doll. Chanel, what are you most excited for with the upcoming season? For when the Kraken actually play?
Oh my god. Like I said, terrified for the expansion draft. We talk about it all the time. I think honestly, I've been in a lot of game presentation meetings, and just seeing, what we plan on doing for the fans has been probably one of the most exciting things that I've heard about since I come from one of the more boring teams that, still try to hang on and do stuff. and I say that kind of feeling badly because I do know some people that still work there that do that. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what in-house experience we can provide for fans. I don't know how much of that I'll be able to personally enjoy because I don't know if I'm gonna move there or not. We're gonna manifest it though, because then I can just talk to you guys on the same time zone and not have to do math.
We will for sure. There will be a broadcast road trip to Seattle for Canucks versus the Kraken. Like that is going to be something that we do.
That's better than the Battle of Alberta. So
yeah, we're gonna name it something.
I can't wait.
Yes. Hi, Jen. Welcome.
How's everyone doing?
We are good.
Great.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us. Apologies about the captioning. I know that was like something we wanted to do. For people who are listening right now, tomorrow you can do auto-generated captions. We just can't do live captioning now, and it's frustrating. It's obviously something we as people who are not deaf don't have to kind of navigate until these moments happen, but it's something obviously in the future that we want to figure out. Jen, I think a couple of things I wanted to ask you, because I know in the last couple of months you've been very outspoken about, well, prior to that, but especially in the last couple of months following the Capitol, what are we calling it, insurgency, about hockey not being political and not taking a stand. And I just wanted to know what you wanted to say about that.
So I think it's really obvious that the more that we talk about politics in a country, we kind of really have to also talk about the system and how oppression is happening. I'm part Native American myself, and so I feel that some of the issues that we see in the country right now kind of like relate to the situation that happened in the Capitol, with just how individuals are coming in and taking over and trying to get what they want. And the process is just being really harmful. And so it's kind of really heartbreaking for me to see. And of course, everybody wants what's best, right? But at the same time, we have to understand that we can't do it right now with the current system that we have. And we definitely need a lot more changes to make that better, and to make that more better and just for everyone. Because right now, the country right now, of course, is not just white. We have brown and black folks. We're much more diverse than before, and people are from different backgrounds. Not everyone, the people come here from different countries, right? And so that's who we are. That's who this country is. And our country has a history of being stolen, our land being stolen from us, and so it does make me feel some type of way about that, especially like knowing my background and my family history that I hear about, and also hearing about women's history as well. Just how it's really interesting to notice that in the last 20 years, there's been a big cultural shift in America when it comes to marriage, right? So it's a lot more interracial marriages that we see happening in these days than prior. So I'm sure all of you know about the interview with Harry and Meghan today. So there's a lot of discussion about racism and discrimination. And people often have that reaction of, I never knew this happened or whatever, but that does happen to people. That happens to people like me, happens to my family. And so it's funny that I was talking with my son's side, his father's side of the family, and they're talking about, the experience of being brown and whatnot. Sorry, clarification, interpreter. Meg was talking about the situation about what their son's skin color would be and how that would have a negative impact on the family. And so there's a lot of things that came out there, and I'm sure that she was having some, I'm sure she was having some issues with just the process and having to admit that. But there's just such a big divide right now that we're seeing in our current generation and generations in the past. Because the older generation of people, born in the 50s and 60s and whatnot, they were going through something else, where a lot of individuals didn't really have the right to vote as compared to as the rights that we have now. So it was a lot different back then. And so that's kind of like what my perspective is coming in, knowing that there's so many layers that we have to get through now.
So you're a coach. We actually just had Kira McCormack on, who is a coach herself, and she was talking about, the challenges of being a good coach and teaching children how to have fun with the sport, but also being a coach and teaching them important life lessons. How do you, as a coach, do that with the kids that you work with?
So every kid I work with is different. There's no kid that is exactly the same. So I have to make sure that I approach them at their level and make sure that they're enjoying it from that perspective. And also recognizing that each kid isn't the same. And so I have to be flexible. I have to make sure that everyone is understanding what's going on, because oftentimes with big groups, we have, of course, a number of people. So that means teaching everyone to respect each other as well. And so that's probably been one of the biggest challenges of working with kids that come from various backgrounds who probably don't have a lot of the same experiences I do of working with someone like me, a woman in authority that has disabilities. And so it's oftentimes a big shift for them as well to think about working with people in different ways. And so for me, sometimes people might just let the kids do whatever they want, but that's not really the case here. Like, you have to have a little bit more clarity and structure. And so oftentimes in the spaces that I'm in, people tell me you can't because of insert whatever scenario you want for that. But I want to be in that position where I tell them you can do this and you can do anything you want, and not to have that same thing that was applied to them.
Awesome. Does anyone have any other questions? I don't want to take over. Sam, Vanessa, anyone?
I'm messaging the others right now.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So we're talking about International Women's Day, obviously, today. And I think what we saw with the NHL today was a lot of these posts that they shared where it was a lot of white women. And that was quote unquote diversity. Do we need to do, but what do you want to say to, hockey culture or the NHL that isn't being said or isn't getting across to teams? I mean, we have Chanel here, who obviously the Kraken Seattle is doing they're on their own level. But what would you say to them specifically about accessibility and about, being intersectional with their approaches?
That's a good question. I need to think about that a little bit.
Take your time.
So I think a lot of it is related to culture as well as perspective of individuals with disabilities. Because obviously people oftentimes aren't willing to hire people like me. Even though I have, the rich experience of being a coach and playing in sports and being in that space, but you have people who just think that deaf people can't be athletes in specific sports, whether it be football or whatever it may be, but don't think of us being able to have those professional roles. And so, whatever it may be, whether it's soccer, football, basketball, any of them, we often don't get those experiences to be as well as our other hearing peers might be, or other non-disabled peers. And so, oftentimes, that means there's a lack of accessibility in those spaces for us, and for people with disabilities. So I think that that's something that another thing that we also know is that the sport world can be pretty white, especially the system and people who run it. So then that as well will lead to a specific limit to access. And so it creates barriers for people like me as well. So I think that they just need to be a little bit more open-minded and recognizing that diversity doesn't just mean white women, right? It means that there are other individuals that could be brought in that space to help change the culture. So yeah, that's my take on it.
Awesome. Yeah. I grew up playing hockey, and there was a deaf girl on my team, and it wasn't an issue. I learned like a tiny bit of sign language regarding hockey. I don't even know if it's right. Is this skating?
Yeah,
skating?
that's like,
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And is this fast? Fast? Okay.
Yeah, you can sign fast like that. There's two different ways you can sign it.
Okay, yeah. So we learned a little bit of sign language. I think near the end of her career, she got a cochlear implant. So obviously things changed a little bit. But I think it was the first time we ever navigated kind of that experience in hockey. And I think it taught me the lesson that like, there was no point that it mattered at all. And so I'm actually surprised. I don't know if we've had deaf hockey players in the NHL. Have we? Do you know? Have there been any?
Yes, there was actually one person, Jake Kit, last name Kyte.
Okay.
Also, there was another individual. He identifies as hard of hearing though.
Oh, okay.
And his name was Stevie. Audrey.
Okay. Interesting.
Dani. Dani. So he had a little bit of hearing loss.
Dani. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Gotcha. Yes.
Yeah. So those are only two deaf people that I know myself.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting, actually. I think there's players in the NFL who are deaf. I think there's someone on the Seahawks was. And I know you also played football, which is very cool. Yeah. Very cool. Is there anything else? Oh, sorry. Go.
I know there's a deaf player from Oregon.
Okay.
But I think in San Diego too.
Oh yeah, people are saying in the chat, a former Canuck, Mackenzie Stewart, prospect, was also born deaf. Interesting. Oh, people are just saying people in the chat now. This is awesome. That's so cool.
So I know that also there's another player in San Diego team.
Oh, okay.
Who's also deaf. And also, I think there's one person in the Washington, D.C. area as well in their football.
Okay.
So I think there's about a total of maybe 10 right now that I believe. So in the whole league. So it's nice to see that they're growing it in numbers of deaf players.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. In terms of hockey in general, so we talk a lot, obviously, about hockey culture and issues with. I think we went over this a little bit at the beginning of when we were talking to you about, the issues that hockey has in terms of responding to issues that fans are going through, that tons of fans are going through, whether it's women or people of color or disabled folks. Like they're just not great at it at all. And I think, as we said before, the Kraken have attempted to do a little bit more. How do you think, I think sometimes it's really hard. It's really easy for us to just constantly criticize and be really kind of stuck in the position that this will never change. What do you think about the future and the kind of changes that we kind of see? And I know that they're incremental. This is not something that's, we're going to wake up and the NHL is going to be woke. But about the changes that you do see happening with hockey and with the NHL.
I think in general, the challenge is that we just need more access for everyone. And I think we just need more people also to listen. And when we have these people in structure in these positions, I think we also need to take a look at how the structure is placed and set up. And so that when we're bringing people in, how will they fit in, and how does the community connect to the space, and how does access play look in this place, as well as diversity. And so I think one thing with PR, right, we have to make sure that they're not just trying to do things to make things look pretty and look good, but what are they actually doing inside that is changing. And so also just making those long-term, having those long-term goals will be a lot better than what they're doing in the small increments of, especially in the PR space. And also, I think that if when they set up those long-term goals, that they should also incorporate, the accessibility part into that, and not consider that something to be done later, because it's something that we need to start doing now, because it's something that we need in general. And again, as I mentioned before, America is not as white as it was before. And so we do need a lot more diversity, and we need more people. We need more people in that space. But when you put them in that space as well, recognizing that we need the space to be safe and that they won't be harmed or discriminated against when they get there. And so I think in general that hockey does have a long way to go when it comes to that. And hopefully that we can see that change happening for the better. Because hockey is not going to go away, right? And so I think that's something that everyone knows. So, but I love this sport, but also I just know it can be a challenge in terms of welcoming in people who are different.
Yeah.
And also just thinking that, as you mentioned, it's not going to be an overnight change. And so it will take baby steps to get there. And we fought for many things in the past, like civil rights and whatnot, and even voting right access back in the 60s, I believe. And so it took us time, like 30 years from that afterwards, for the voting rights. 30 years later is when deaf people and people with disabilities were able to get their rights themselves as well. In the 90s, when the 88 Americans with Disabilities Act was passed. And so, you can see that changes happen, but it doesn't always happen at the same rate that every marginalized community needs it to. And so we just see, how the timeline isn't always the same and prioritize the same for specific groups. And so, just thinking like probably in 10 years from now is probably when we'll actually be able to see, 10 or 20 years from now is when we're actually able to see some actual changes and changes happen within NHL. But I think it's something that is going to happen more so if we teach this current generation what kind of needs to be done, and hopefully it will then be passed down and become a thing later.
Yeah, so it's interesting because, this is like the work that Chanel's doing with the Kraken. I don't know, Chanel, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know if other teams have your position. I don't think so, right?
I think that's probably one of the biggest problems is that even if there is, we're not talking about it. We're not normalizing a role of having somebody come in and keep teams and even on the inside accountable for, just the culture alone where I work is super positive and embracing everybody, to the best that we can. We do make mistakes, and when we do, we try to learn from them and really try to learn from them. And I think what's helped me the most is that I'll be in meetings and I will see somebody that looks like me. And, that's not coming from the disabled part of me because that I am alone in most cases. But, I'll see a woman of color, and that to me is reassuring that, we're heading in the right direction and we are there in some ways, but there's room for improvement, and I don't know if there is a role. I have heard that I'm not the only one, but I wouldn't have known it was a job to even have as a possibility, or that it was something that that we're actively looking for either, because from the outside you would think that a lot of the tone deaf things that come out of teams or even at the NHL in general, you'd assume that it went through a process of vetting through people like Jen and myself or anybody that, we're actually trying to speak to. So yeah, to answer you, I don't think there is. And I hope that, the more that, not talking about me per se, but the role that I have will, make teams more inclined to do the same. Because, I'd be fine with starting out by being passed around team to team or whatever. But I think, I can only speak for myself ever. And I can only give my own perspective of what it's been like to have a physical disability as a fan. And that's a little bit, the smaller part of my role. But, we need more people. We need more diverse backgrounds. We need different voices. We need all types of things because, even though Jen said that hockey's going to be here forever, hopefully, I do think we're inclined to get left behind because of how small those milestones are and how, hopefully, I might be the first now, but I should not be the last. And I might not even be the first either. So, it's kind of a struggle to figure out your footing in that regard because it's so important to have these things. But I don't think there's a lot of active looking for them until something happens. And I think we should just be thinking about it all the time if we want to get better and to grow the game. So.
Yeah. I think we've talked about that a little bit, the way that hockey in some ways feels like, I think Mallory said this, that there is a tendency for hockey to be okay with being the fourth sport because then it doesn't have to confront these issues in the same way, it feels like. And I think, that's obviously frustrating as a fan. And I think I'm not going to get into this because I could write a thesis on this, but I think there's some weird Canadian exceptionalist bullshit that's tied with that in terms of this is our game. We're white settlers. We're going to hold on to it. We don't want Americans to like this game and take it away from us. And I think that there's a lot that you can pull at in terms of that, which, is very bad. Jen, the last question I wanted to ask you before we let you go is a question which I actually haven't done that much research on, and I don't really know much, so I'd love your opinion on it. The outreach to Latino fans in terms of how the NHL is going about that. I know that teams like LA and Phoenix, I think, do a few things. People are telling me to write a thesis. No, no. About the outreach to Latino fans and what that could be like in terms of the NHL.
Also in San Jose as well.
Oh, San Jose. Okay, cool.
I know that there's a big community there as well. The Mexican community is there as well. Would you mind repeating the question again?
It's just, sure. It's just basically like what outreach has been done and what you think that they should be doing, because I think I've seen a few people say that that's kind of community who the NHL has just kind of ignored, but I don't know if that's true because I haven't done the research on it. So I'd love your opinion on it. Yeah,
definitely. I think hockey in general is also a really expensive sport compared to soccer, and so it's obviously not enough of us who talk about it really, and who really talk about the game. 1 second, the video's freezing for me. So there's not a lot of us that actually make a comment about the experience, and also they often don't see themselves in the sport. And also Punjabi individuals as well. And so I think that's something that we have to take into consideration, and especially specifically also what we see happening in Spain right now. And so when people are talking about the game and bringing in new individuals, I don't think that there's just not always that access. Is that most times it's only being commented about in English. So there's not that other language access that's being happened to other communities and other individuals around the world. And so that's just something that we don't necessarily really engage with in terms of that space. And so going back to, as we were talking about accessibility, that also looks like the language access for the Latinx community, and which would be in Spanish for some individuals. And so I think that is simply as if we market it to that community and giving them access to it in the language that they best connect to or prefer, then it could have a market there for them.
Yeah, they've done, I'm now thinking about this, that they've done calls in Spanish, or I think it might have been an LA Kings versus San Jose game, now that I'm remembering. Is that true?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
okay,
right. Yep.
Cool.
They do have the calls in Spanish. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's so cool. Because I faded out for a second, and then I came back and I was thinking about Hockey Night Punjabi here, which is a really important thing for the community here, and how, that is important. And I think that the conversation around the cost of hockey is really the biggest barrier that will always exist. And I think for people who are able to play it, it's frustrating that access is not there. And I think that I don't know how to change that. And I think that, for the next generation of kids, that's the kind of thing that we can try and fight for: accessibility to the game in terms of cost and in terms of just inclusion in general, and access points for them. Jen, thank you so much for joining us. I don't know if there's anything else that you wanted to add at the end. I obviously don't want to keep you over time. If there's anything you want to say, if there's anything you want to say, just shoot it in and then we can let you go.
I think this was great and I had a great experience.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you, Rodney, for signing for us.
No problem.
This is awesome. Thank you so much for your experience and your expertise in this, Jen. I think it's really important that we talk about this. And I think, ableism and talking about disability are kind of a complicated thing for people to talk about. And I think in some cases it's the one that's left behind. And I think that that's obviously not okay. And I think that it's something that even we as a podcast need to be better at. I know that we're trying to transcribe our podcast and we're making sure that we put captions on our videos, but it's something that obviously we need to start thinking about in the same way that we think about other issues.
Yep, awesome. I would say that really in general for deaf people, it's really great to see that individuals like you who are making the effort to be more accessible with all your content, and hopefully that in itself will create a standard for everyone else.
I have a quick question for anyone who's looking to learn sign language. Do you have any go-to resources for us?
I would say follow deaf, and I will emphasize deaf creators on YouTube who teach ASL, and because they are the language experts of their own language, and so that will be the best resource I'll say. You can also try looking for classes at your community college. Also, you can also download apps as well. There are some apps specific for Apple devices, even Google phones, and so those would be a really good tool. But again, I would emphasize learning directly from a deaf person if you're looking on YouTube or any other platform to teach ASL, because ASL is not just language, it's also culture. So they will be the best resource for that. Then I say that a lot. I'm emphasizing that because a lot of hearing individuals do teach wrong signs. And so remembering that ASL is the language of the deaf community, and we just want to make sure that it's being represented accurately when being taught.
Perfect. I'll check that out.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Rodney.
You're welcome.
Rachel,
what's happening?
Hello.
What does your shirt say?
Determination over negativity.
Oh,
that's very cool.
Yeah, it's like this new Adidas campaign. So I was like, okay, I'm in.
How is school? We're both in school and dying.
I had a student email me 64 times in the span of 36 hours.
No.
64 times.
No.
Mood.
I was like, okay,
Mood.
that's enough. I had another one that said I need to give me a 95 because I'm applying to medical school. I was like, that's not my problem.
Oh God.
Like,
the med school students, the worst. Because
And
to
then
be
you have to,
fair,
like-
it's really hard for them to get in. So they're like super.
but
you know.
like also don't ask me for a 95 if you've only showed up for half the time.
Yeah, no. I feel on so many levels.
And then I
had
also
a
like
student. Go.
like just doing your own research too. It's like, how do I have time for like any of this? And your supervisor's like, so how's it going? I'm like, not well.
Yeah. I'm supposed to Wednesday I'm supposed to submit a section of my thesis that I have written 0 words of. And I have
Georgia.
I have 60 midterms to mark. It's like,
Oh my God, Georgia.
Georgia.
It's a whole mood. It's a whole mood.
this is how people in grad school function. It's not
No.
great. Joe, are you in school right now?
No, I took a gap year last year, and then I just didn't go. So
That's honestly
That's how you do it.
that full support.
I just draw or procrastinate drawing, and then at the last minute, then I draw.
Yeah,
like
that's very
someone
fair.
will ask for like a frog, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I'll do it Friday," knowing damn well I'll wait till Thursday at like 11:58 to draw it.
Yeah, but your stuff is good. So, I mean, if that's how quickly you can bang something like that out, that's extreme talent.
I find it so weird that everyone likes it too, because it'll always be like the drawing with like the most mistakes, and then I have to post it because I said I would.
Literally, George and I were like, when we like launched this podcast or whatever before like the season start, we were like, no one's gonna listen to this. This is so bad.
I re-listen.
Like literally, also every single week we will like just text one another. This is also a separate chat from our like group chat. It's just George and I having a panic attack
constantly. It's fine. It's fine. We function. It's
But you also have the panic attack in the group chat.
Oh, I have the panic attack.
It's a double-edged panic
and
attack.
on the podcast.
Yeah.
I have it everywhere. It's fine. We can move on.
Joe,
someone in the chat said congrats on 300 orders.
Thank you.
1,300.
That's so.
Was
it 1,300?
Oh no! The number at the I don't know why it's
it's 300.
It's just 300.
But
it starts with the 1 when you do it.
But still, that's like
1,300.
That's
after
because I didn't realize that you were hand packing everything.
Oh yeah,
what? That is so much work. I sold Christmas cards. I sold Christmas cards for 2 years, and this year I was like, no, I almost had a breakdown like doing them. I'm like, I can't do this. So I have so much respect for you.
The week when I launched your collab, I had like 70 to pack, and I took all week because I was crying. It was so much stuff. And like I could have asked one of my brothers because I have 5 brothers. I could have asked one of them, but I felt guilty because I don't know.
No. You make the boys do it. Make the boys do it.
It's bad enough they don't watch sports with me. I don't want to make them weird about it.
The amount of times where I like want something and I'll just like text my brother or whatever. If I'm at home, like most of the time I live downtown, but if I'm at home and like I want McDonald's, I'll just text my brother. I'm like, go. And he will go. And it's great.
Them with an experience. Like, okay, I will watch anime with you. Knowing damn well I want to, but I don't at the same time.
Someone asked where they can buy your stuff. So Sam put it up. Where you can buy the stickers, and there's so many. Yeah. And our collab is going to be back soon. Joe's
hopefully
restocking.
Tomorrow, again, with procrastination. It's like my hobby at this point.
Which is so exciting. Who else did you do? Oh, yeah.
Oh.
No, you cut out, Vanessa.
It's because she's sitting in her basement.
She's sitting in her basement. I will ask her.
I'm on my living. I'm in my living room now.
Who else did you do a collab with? Megan Shaika, us. Was it at Caps Libra? I only know some people by their Twitter handles, and I feel so bad.
They changed their Lovesick Pat, Marty.
Okay.
I have to go to my own website. That's sad.
She needs to do a collab with my podcast now. That's what we need. We need to add another one.
I have like a long list of people that I follow. Like, okay, how do I ask without being a complete weirdo about it?
No, you just ask because you're talented.
And you also drew the piece for.
I asked.
Oh
her.
Yes.
Some of them I try to make sure I ask the athletes because I don't want to be weird about it. And I did one with Curtis Gabriel, but that sold out, so I just didn't restock it.
Literally, we dropped the Tyler Mott thing without his consent.
Yeah, we just did it.
Some of them are hard to ask, though. They'll be like, no. Or
we're like, doesn't matter.
They'll open the DMs and they'll just sit there. I'm like, you opened it. You could have said yes. You could have said no.
I drank like
emojis, but you can't respond.
I drank like 6 cups of coffee and then DM'd Tyler Mott to be like, can you come on the podcast? And it worked out because he wasn't signed by the Canucks at that time. So he was able to say yes. But if he had been, then he would have had
truly our biggest scam.
Yeah, our biggest scam. Truly. It was crazy.
Speaking of Twitter handles in general, Can we talk about the media men that refused to use the word lesbian?
What?
We're just like Mal's just on one about this. We're going back.
The men are at
We're
it.
going back. We're going back, but there's the amount of time that like so many men they would like talk about our podcast or whatever, like media men. And they would be like at like Vanessa Jang, at Georgia Twist, at Samantha CP, like at Denny Huntley.
And then they just wouldn't say Mal's
They
name.
just like couldn't say sports lesbian.
They were like, lesbian is a porn category. This is explicit.
These are the same people that will swear 17 times a day, but they won't say the word lesbian.
It was so funny.
Good one, guys.
Riley, I'll message you later. Someone DM'd us as well. I'll tell you later. Sorry. Oh no, I was gonna ask you a question. Now I don't remember what it was. Oh fuck.
It's okay. It's like 11:40 where I am, and I have been up for nearly 20 hours.
Let's go.
Rachel, what the fuck?
Rachel, take care of yourself.
It's International Women's Day.
Yes.
She's trying to get as many hours out of it as possible.
She's maximizing.
I really am. I mean, I'm not sure that I would recommend being up for 20 hours. In fact, I highly recommend that you don't do that. But I mean, I couldn't miss this. So like it was go to bed or like be with the broads, and it was clearly be with the broads.
Only one answer.
Oh, I missed the obviously because I don't live in Vancouver. Brunch. Are you going to? You said that you were going to drop
brunch.
What was discussed.
Oh
shit.
We talked
You
about
don't
way
have
too
to.
much.
You do not have to.
I mean,
okay.
I showed up 40 minutes late.
That brunch.
Yes.
Okay,
I don't
that
even
brunch,
remember that.
Maybe 30
We
minutes late. You guys were
allotted,
like in your first drink.
Yeah. We allotted like an hour and a half for it, and it ended up being like 5 hours of just constant. If there was an emoji or like a GIF, it would be the Kermit GIF.
She just wants the Connor tea.
Oh my
God. I told Mal.
No, I don't. I don't.
We were
want it.
sitting
And also,
at the
I already-
table.
Every single time
We were sitting at the table, and I
I'm like,
texted
I
her.
don't want to know this. I don't want it. I don't want it. I like
And I told
constantly
her
people are
anyway.
like, here's this information. And I'm like, don't tell me.
Oh
It's
yes,
fine.
he has quite the reputation in our town. It's yeah,
I know.
it hasn't gotten any
so
better.
funny. It's so
Which
funny
is
to me.
like so shocking because he's the most uninteresting person I've ever seen in my entire life.
And it's so funny because like
Have you
without
seen
the hockey
the photos
career-
that I've made of myself superimposed over the airport?
Yes, I
Pictures?
have,
Yes.
and it's
Yes.
truly horrifying.
It's incredible.
Okay, one thing I did want to say. Joe drew the art for our friends, Too Hot for Hockey, their Pisces King, Brock Besser sticker. Everyone should buy it.
It's
The
actually
money is
sold
going
out
to a
right
really
now,
good.
I think.
What? They sold out?
Hold on. Let me check.
Okay. If not, and they restock, go buy it. The money goes to a good cause, and it's Brock Besser, so you can do that and have fun. We can go back to talking about Connor McDavid being.
Man, we gossiped so much at that. Like I think it's become
yeah,
clear
they're
that I
back
probably
now.
just need to move to Vancouver so that we can do this regularly.
We constantly
also,
say hire Rachel to the Canucks.
There's a literal campaign.
To
Chanel.
Georgia that are like, give me a well, also I have half of it. I have one half of my vaccine, which is preparing me to go to Vancouver in Murder, Georgia.
Wow, that's aggressive.
Yeah, because I say roof properly. That's why. Honestly,
That wasn't even it. I think it was for some other reason that I said
No, it was-
murder.
It
was it literally because it was
It's
because of
pasta.
pasta.
because I
It
say
was not
pasta.
It's so funny because like a couple of my friends who are Canucks fans watched the Benning presser, and I just got text messages. I didn't see it live. I just happened to see it afterwards, and I saw the quotes. And I got a couple of my Canucks friends being like, "I am 100% sure that you could do a better job." And I'm like, man, the man just needs to delegate. Like, just delegate.
Anyone can do a better job than him.
Fair.
Not that hard.
What are
My favorite line
That's
was
tired,
every
but don't
team
win.
has bad contracts. It's like, well, how do you avoid bad contracts? You don't sign them. Like,
But also,
it's
they
that
don't.
easy.
No one else has $6 million on their taxi squad. No one else has almost $3 million in the fucking AHL, aka Sven Berchi. No one has that.
And no
The
one
Canucks
has
are the
$3
only
million
ones.
tied up in their bottom six.
I like that was your favorite because mine was
$11 million fourth line is very cool. Oh my god, my cat's here.
Hockey money is so
My favorite
weird.
quote was, "We live day today.
Yeah,
we
I was
live in
gonna say
today's
that.
world."
Absolutely.
But
Jim
also
Thorpe.
when he was like, well, like we did our postseason planning in August and then things changed. And it was like, free agency was in October. What did you do between August and October? Like, what?
Honestly, the answer there is
What are you
probably
doing?
spend time in Cape Cod because that's where all of the hockey men go. Like, I'm literally not even kidding you. All of the senior management New Jersey, when I was there, once we were eliminated from the playoffs, Cape Cod, and we did not hear from them. Like, we did not see them until the week of the draft. So,
Unbelievable. Honestly,
all the Cape Cod people, like if you're a hockey man, you're basically like in rural Colorado, California, Canada, or Cape Cod. Like, that's it. There's 4 places.
actually, we have said this. We want Michaela Godet to be the president. And
Yes.
we would be the GMs.
Yes.
Yes.
That
We
would
just hire
be
all our friends.
perfect.
It would be very good.
It would be like current NHL nepotism, but good.
Current NHL nepotism, but with university degrees.
Yes. Was that Tonks?
This is Tonks. She's mad at me. She doesn't like this.
Tonks doesn't like the broadcast. It's been
She does
proven.
not. Every single time I try to make her come hang out, she's like, "This is not happening." It's very rude.
I'm
of
sorry,
her.
did you name your cat after a Harry Potter character?
Okay, Tonks is like 10 years old, so
Okay.
I named her.
So
after
Mallory
Harry Potter.
hadn't learned.
13
Oh.
years old. Okay, I'm not gonna change my cat's name.
It's actually fine because when I was 18, I named my cat Minerva McGonagall. So-
Wow.
Georgia.
Wow.
because she looked like Minerva McGonagall. I called her Minnie. She was very cute. Whatever. I don't want to talk about it.
God.
Maybe we should talk about it.
Honestly,
I would
yeah.
listen.
Maybe we should have a conversation about that.
I don't have a Harry Potter tattoo though, so
Honestly,
You're safe.
thank God. I like definitely would have gotten one, and
yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
That just reminds
I
me
mean,
of
I had
Hawkins.
someone ask me if like the Roman numeral on my wrist was a wand, and I was like, "What about this looks like a wand to you?" Like,
I mean, I feel like
No, I
No.
can top you. I can top you because I have this and it's Ireland, and people ask me if it's a penis all the time.
no.
It's
That's
Ireland in Gaelic, and I get, why do you have a penis on your arm? And I'm like, it's cursive.
and that
kills
right
me.
there is all you need to know about the world.
Yeah. What an assumption to make.
Well,
It's
to
terrible.
be fair, there are people walking around that do have penises attached, like quite literally tattooed on them.
Is that what you're gonna say?
Attached to them. Yes. We're not talking about men though, because it's International Women's Day.
Yeah,
So-
no, the men they're out. Especially most of the Barstool men in the group chat, they were on it tonight.
Oh God.
The men on
Can
the
we talk
internet
about
today.
Can we talk about Jason Gregor? Whatever the fuck that was.
I loved Mikey, my co-host, response of, "Did you just tell her to watch the games?" Like, not to mention, like, Travis Dermott and I are from the same neighborhood, and so like I might be a little more in tune with what was going on than the average media person. But yeah, Jason, definitely. I also liked how he admitted that he had 2 women on his show, and then after they left, he couldn't get any other women to apply. Like,
That's right.
I
that
was-
might say,
That
was
man has
losing it. So Rachel, we have a chat that is just us sending each other really bad tweets from people. And so I wake up and all she says is the Jason Gregor tweet and what the fuck?
Yep.
And
I immediately thought of his tweet where he was like, I've only ever been able to get 2 women to work for me. Like, well, Jason, there is a reason for that.
I, for one, am shocked that he constantly attacks women and then can't get any women to apply to be on his show.
He attacked Allison Lucan, too.
It's not him. It's that women don't like sports.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Will someone please think of the men? Please, because nobody ever thinks of them and their feelings. Like, oh my goodness. And then he doubled down on it, which was the best part. And I was like, I said to him, like, I do have the context. It's still idiotic and dumb. And he said fighting wasn't archaic, which, yes, it is. Like, yes, it is.
Yeah.
Love to bare knuckle punch people in the face. Like,
oh man. I think, like, how many times in the last 6 months have people assumed that you were just some random person tweeting about hockey and not someone who's like worked for an NHL team for multiple years?
Do you remember our man PX Fish, the amateur photographer?
Oh my god.
But it's just like, it's such a gendered and ageist assumption about you. You automatically see their inherent bias where they're like, a young-ish woman on Twitter. I'm going to assume you don't know anything about hockey. And that's all you need to know.
He said, I worked for the organization. Like, sir, if you're a photographer, the New Jersey Devils head photographer does not speak to the head coach or the GM at any point. I don't even think the GM or the head coach knew his name, to be quite frank. And this guy's just like, I spoke to John Hines. And I'm like, I'm sure you did. And then, because of course I did, I sent the tweet to John. And John was like, who is this person? And I was like, okay, well, that settles that. But it's just like, it's unbelievable between that guy and then me getting accused of bullying him for just telling him that I was employed by the team, which is interesting. I'm now the bully. We've got Gregor. The litany of people that decided to come into my DMs is always a good time. So I had to close those because that was a trip. I try to like keep it open for like mental health so like people can like reach out because I've been pretty open about battling like PTSD and depression and panic attacks and all of that super fun stuff. But it got so toxic between people sending me feet photos and other unsolicited photos.
I specifically remember one time you were like, someone sent me like an actual penis.
Yep. That has happened on a weekly basis.
No one wants to see that ever in any context. I'm saying that right now.
I do want to say though, the bullying point drives me crazy. Like, it makes me so mad because if you push back on someone or if I push back on someone, anyone who does that, if somebody else chooses to then push back on my behalf, I don't control their reactions. But also, I'm never going to be mad at somebody standing up to someone who's harassing me. And every time people are like, oh, you're bullying people. I'm like, well, if you weren't such a shitty person in the first place, no one would be saying this to you.
And I think that's the thing is like, I try and be careful with what I say on Twitter to begin with. Like, I had someone ask me, how much do you censor what you put on Twitter? And the answer is a lot. Like, there's a lot of stuff I get told, whether it's about hockey or like people in the industry that I just can't tweet. So it's already censored to begin with. And then if you come at me and I happen to quote tweet you and just say, I was literally employed by the New Jersey Devils hockey operations department, and a bunch of people think you're being an idiot, that is not my problem. And it is also not my responsibility to message every single person and be like, oh, don't do that. Like the guy Pete is his name. The guy who came at me about Quinton Byfield, as if Quinton Byfield and I haven't played road hockey together and he didn't go to school with my brother, was incredible. I was like, sir, you don't want to go down this path. And I warned him too. I was like, trust me, you don't want to go down this path. And he continued. And then Byfield had a 7-point game. And I was like, it's unbelievable. And then he deleted his Twitter account. And Sam, what is that guy's name? Chris?
Oh, I'm not giving him like free clicks. No, nobody needs to know what like fake Barstool is. This guy is running like a wannabe Barstool website whose logo is a ripoff of the Pornhub logo. Like zero originality.
It's my favorite. Like honestly, if you're ripping off Pornhub and attempting to be Barstool, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing?
He has 3,000 followers and he gets like 1 like on every one of his tweets, and it's always one of his employees.
I love when people clearly bought their followers. I love the like ratio on that.
It's pretty clear when it's like there's bots and people involved. Like I think who is it? Kat Silverman came up with Billy sunglasses selfie, Bobby lots of numbers, and then I said Tommy fish photo. Like there's just, why does every reply guy falls into one of the categories? Like if I go through Joe's replies or I go through Chanel's replies, every reply guy is one of those 3 categories. Like every time without fail. And it's just like, of course. So now I see a fish photo or like one of those like Oakley sunglass selfies, it's a mute. Like it's a mute.
I have my like mentions very like highly curated, so I do not have to see any of this bullshit. Like, which is why I'm like the least likely to get in an internet fight with somebody. So
I didn't even know you could do that until somebody in hockey who has far more followers than me was like, "Did you know you could do this?" And it changed my life. It literally changed.
I only want to see your ads if you're being nice to me. I do not take constructive criticism.
Like, this isn't school. I don't have to take constructive criticism.
Exactly.
The thing was, Twitter's really bad at doing that because sometimes they'll hide people's responses that are literally just people being like, hey, this is cool. And for some reason, it's hidden. It's a hidden reply. And like, they don't even say anything. Or sometimes even if they just say like hell or like damn or whatever.
That's pretty much all.
Could we discuss every time, because I know everyone on this stream right now has reported somebody for harassment of either somebody else or themselves. And Twitter comes back and is like, actually, that didn't violate our rules. And the guy literally has like Nazi paraphernalia in his like Twitter photo. And it's like, man, I feel like that should automatically violate some type of rule.
I would love to read what the Twitter rules are.
I haven't read them.
Truly.
I don't know if I should be, I don't know. Well, I have read them. I have loads of free time.
You have read them?
Yeah.
Procrastination.
I just read all the rules. Baseball rules, NHL rules.
I mean, I can't say much because I voluntarily read the NHL CBA. So
it seemed fun at the time. I was wrong. So it was not fun.
Fair.
But now I know.
Yeah, sometimes you like get like not even like maybe like 1/3 of a way in on something that you thought was like going to be interesting, and you just have to commit. I know that like Georgia understands on this like ADHD like brain spiral situation. You're like, well, I thought that I wanted to learn every single thing that existed about this, but I don't. But now I want to finish this entire thing. So
pretty sure that's how I feel about hockey right now. Don't know if I want to know more, but
I have watched 2 games in the last 16 days, and it has been fantastic. But I've watched so much soccer. It's been nice. And it's like you tweet a lot less when you're not watching, and therefore my mentions aren't as bad. But like someone tweeted at me because I hadn't tweeted about hockey in like 4 or 5 days, and it was literally just, "Are you dead?" Like, nope. Nope.
Literally, like every single day I wake up and I'm like, I'm not going to tweet as much, and then I tweet like 7 times in like 1 hour. I'm like, people need to hear exactly what's going through my brain because
at every second. It's important.
Every second.
They need to know.
It's
I need
legally
to know.
allowed.
But you tweet about, what is it, Arsenal? And so like I see those because I watch a lot of soccer. Like
Really?
I can't talk
Sam-
about Arsenal
do you
today.
have a specific team, or are you just
Bayern
cruising through?
Munich.
I'm not going to say you should support Arsenal because you like shouldn't.
You shouldn't
But-
because Piers Morgan supports Arsenal and it fucking.
But yeah,
pisses me
Piers
off.
Morgan is the worst person. Like, I don't even know what I want to happen to Piers Morgan, but like, I want it to be going along.
In the English Premier League, I don't have like a team per se, but right now I cheer for Liverpool because Jurgen Klopp is the manager there, and so it's kind of like cheering by default. But no, my actual teams, Toronto FC, because I live here and they let me hold the trophy when they won, and Bayern München, because in my family that is the only team you're allowed to cheer for, and if you think you're going to cheer for another team, you're going to get yourself disowned.
The
It's not
NWSL,
allowed.
they just rebought, like, Patrick Mahomes' fiance just helped also buy the NWSL team, and they lit up all of like the Kansas City skyline teal for their new NWSL team, which is very cool. Which also, it's like new because it like existed and then left, but so I'm very excited to devote my life to them. The Arsenal women are good. The Arsenal men are so bad. You should just devote yourself to whatever team gets Erling Haaland over the summer.
Erling Haaland plays for Dortmund, which is like Bayern's arch rival.
The funniest man alive. He is the funniest man that exists in the entire world.
Like, I know people who play in the Bundesliga, and every single one says that he is one of the funniest individuals in the entire
He's
league,
the
because like
funniest man I've ever seen in my entire life.
he'll just run around and apparently he'll just like make bird noises in people's ears like during the game.
I love that. I love that. Have you seen the video of him getting kicked out of a Norwegian club?
No. You know how hard that is to do, to be like a European superstar and get kicked out? Like they go everywhere with security.
No, he got kicked. It's like a video of him getting kicked out of the club. I love him. He's so funny. I want Arsenal to get him, but I know they won't.
No. Like
They will
Bayern
not
apparently is after him, so they're not. I could see Liverpool doing it. I could see Liverpool going after him.
Pain.
Yeah, that's pain. I don't like that. I think Michaela Gaudette's going to join us soon. Just so that
So if
everyone
anything
knows.
has anything they can shotgun,
Yeah, so if anyone has anything they want to shotgun with us, that's going to be happening. If anyone wants to jump off, you totally can. I don't want you to feel like you're stuck here at all. You can stay also if you want to. That's fine.
I just want to meet Michaela because I think she's so cool.
Yeah, that's totally fine. You can stay. Like, that's totally fine. I always feel like sometimes when I'm in like these kind of things, I don't know, like, am I supposed to, like, can I go? Am I supposed to go? So I just like to
I have
make
this
it clear that
problem on
if you
Zoom
want.
and in real life.
I hate it. Yeah. You're
I
just like slowly
how to
back away.
exit conversations.
I am the queen of the Irish exit. I love leaving places and just not telling anyone. My historic moment. Michaela!
Hello, friend.
Cheers.
I will join that.
It's okay.
Nice shirt, or a sweater,
Thanks.
I should say.
Yeah, I sweat through my other sweatshirt, so it was only fitting to put this on.
Very fair.
Oh,
Thank you so much for joining us.
Of course. Do you want to say hi? There's nobody here. Come here.
I need to
You
get
guys
one of
here
those
too?
Michaela Gaudette's husband shirts. I really do.
They're so cute.
They're
The
on
crop
spreadshirt.
version too.
It's super soft too, like the
Yeah,
the fabric is super soft. Yeah, it's super
I'm just
awesome.
gonna add to my broadcast merch of like, I have the broadcast shirt, I have the Mock Girl Summer, now I'm getting Michaela Gaudet's husband and Short King nails.
Love it.
We love, yeah. Anytime anyone wants to rep anything we have, please do. It's going to charity, most of it, so.
I have more of your stuff than I do of my own podcast. Like the only thing I have from my podcast is like my phone case, which is that.
I love that.
People want to know your secret to braiding. We all obviously saw Adam's hair, which he didn't wear to the game. What the fuck?
I know. I told him he should, and he was like,
it's not going to fit under my helmet. I was like, okay, whatever you say. I doubt that. The female hockey player said it does, so on Twitter, so they said.
Yeah.
I don't have a secret. I learned when I was like in middle school, and I just have done the same way ever since. I don't do like the normal French braid though. I do like the under braid. I don't know what it's like, the box braid. Is that what it's called?
How do you
Or I
even
think
do
it might
that?
be called the Dutch braid.
Dutch.
I think it's Dutch
Okay.
braid.
Yeah, so that's what I do.
Oh, sorry. I got distracted by the chat. How are you doing? How's it being back in Vancouver? I know
I'm
that you were in,
doing
you
okay.
had some crazy stuff happen on your way here and in your first like couple weeks here.
Yeah, so the best part about that was actually when we landed here, I was like, okay, we finally landed here. And then I got like my work permit and everything all set up, waiting for me at the border. We didn't have our luggage, like just didn't make it. And Adam left the keys in the luggage. So of course it's Vancouver and we're just waiting in the rain for like 45 minutes until our landlord sent us keys. So yeah, that was the start of. Oh, and then we got into the house and our power was out for 3 days.
Oh my god.
3
Okay,
days.
so
So
I'm about-
Adam like plugged in like an extension cord to like the building hallway, like where to like our back door, and like we had it running under the door and just like to plug our phones in.
Oh my god. And then
Okay, so I'm moving in like 2 months. Do you have advice?
I don't know. Well, at least you have like a heads up. We got a heads up like a week before. Not even.
Oh
so.
god, no thank you.
That was another thing. They were like, maybe you should come back on this date. Maybe not. We're not sure yet.
oh my god. Wild. Okay, so you obviously had to quarantine for like 14 days.
Yeah.
Now you're free. I know at one point you were looking for places to hike. Did you
I'm
find
like
anywhere?
barely free though. We can't do anything.
No.
Like they just sent out another more precautions for us, saying that we shouldn't even go grocery shopping. Which is
because you're
shopping. That's my highlight of the day, to get out of the house. So sorry, I'm not listening to that. Also, like, how do you order everything online? Like, I understand ordering bulk stuff online, but if I need one thing from the grocery store, I'm just gonna stop in the grocery store. Just makes no sense. Yeah, they're pretty strict.
I didn't even think about that. I just assumed that you were under like the normal stuff that we all are, but it sucks. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Pretty brutal, but I mean, Adam doesn't like to leave the house anyway, even if there was no COVID, so he's living his best life.
Just has his computer set up and he's fine.
Mm-hmm.
If you do need a hike, Dog Mountain on Seymour is good. Tons of dogs. It's like
Brock
2 hours round trip.
He told me to go to like Long Lamp or something like that, or something like that. Is that a thing?
Lighthouse Park.
Lighthouse, yeah, Lamp.
That's where they always go.
Long Lamp.
I don't know.
I will say, after the recording that we did together, I stood up and realized how hammered I was when we were recording. I don't know if you had that, but
You
at
were-
the end,
You were actually all hammered, and it was hilarious.
I don't remember the end of that recording. I don't
That was
remember
one of the
end
most
of that
entertaining
recording,
podcasts I've ever listened to anywhere. Like I've probably listened to that podcast 4 times just because it
We
was
even
so
dropped the, like,
funny.
4 hours of us just being like.
I will
on
say, this is a little insider info. Michaela's episode had more listens than the episode that we did with Roman Yossi.
Yeah. Like, and not by a little bit, like a
And
lot.
not by a little bit, like by hundreds. I think it's
I'm actually gonna look it up.
Yeah, I looked at it, I was like, wow, that's really interesting.
I think
and
it's
then I
all
realized-
matched our Tyler Mott episode.
It's it's like
Yeah,
our
I think
second-
Also, it spurned a lot of discourse on Tumblr of people being like, of Michaela being like, I'm kind of bored of watching hockey. them being like having a breakdown about it. It was like, can you calm down? Can you imagine going to like your significant other's like place of work every single day and being like, I'm just gonna watch you do your job now?
No, but really,
Horrible.
It's not that I guess it's kind of boring. It's not like boring. I'd say it's just more like it took the excitement out of going to hockey games.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's just part of my life now. It's not an exciting event to go to.
Okay, I can empathize with that.
Yeah.
So the
like
Tyler
you're
Mott
not fan.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that I like working in hockey. Like you're just not like it's not fun to go to games anymore because it's like you're going for Adam. I'm going dressed in a suit because I'm employed by the team. Like it's not fun. Like you don't. So when people invite me to go to games, I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll come. And then you'll ask me 70 questions, so I can't even watch the game. Like I don't know. I guess my recommendation is pick your favorite sport and don't work in that sport because it gets wrecked.
Or don't.
That's what Georgia said about Izzy and baseball.
Oh yeah, my boyfriend used to cover the Blue Jays, and especially with baseball because it's every single day, it got to be like too much. But also like, I think Michaela was going to say this, don't marry someone who plays that sport.
Yep. Sure.
So your episode just broke 2,100 listens. So you're only 74 listens behind the Tyler Mott episode, which is hilarious because he has like months on you.
Yeah,
so I'm just going to play it on replay. For,
do the like Justin Bieber trying to make Yummy go #1 situation.
And then the Roman Yossi episode is like 1,800.
Yeah.
300 ahead.
So funny. So funny. Oh my goodness. What's happening in the game? I haven't even watched any of it.
The Canucks are still not good at hockey. So
Adam almost scored again. Like
he did. It was so close.
No. Like 30 times he almost scored. Because you don't understand.
He needs to wear the braids.
You guys don't get it to this point. Like I'm doing like witch voodoo spells.
Witch.
Not even kidding. Crystals and stuff.
Okay, people are saying that the jersey number is cursed because this is what happened with With Bure?
With Bure.
Yes. So my mom is very like spiritual. She is like a sixth sense. We don't like to use the word psychic or witch or anything. She's a sixth sense. So like she reads palms and everything. She read a bunch of spouses' palms and the spouse last year and was like spot on for everything. So she's texting me and she's like, you need to buy sage, you need to do a ritual, you need to get these crystals and like all this stuff. Like, and she was talking about the jersey number and how I have to, if I have a jersey, I need to hang it in the bathroom for some reason and do she sent me all these instructions. She was like, you got to take it seriously. You have to meditate before it. So we waited for like the full moon and like I did this like whole ritual. And but the next game, that was when he had the 2 points. Like he had 2 assists the next game. So I was like,
it works.
It works.
I was like, Adam, you doubled your points in one game. I think it worked. So I'm just going with it. And you know, I guess he brought his like crystals to the game that I got him. And Roussel was making fun of him before the game.
Oh, no.
Like sitting there rubbing them. And then I guess after the game, obviously he had 2 points. He like went up to him and was like, "See, they worked." So,
now we need to give crystals to every guy with a terrible contract on the Canucks and like see if it fixes them.
You know, what's so funny though is like this reminds me so much of earlier in the week. Claire Stewart, who like Lawson Crose's partner, he finally scored and her Twitter feed was so funny. It was like all caps locks, like, I'm going to sweep the carpet of eggshells and there will be jokes in my house again.
It's amazing.
I love Claire so much. She's so funny. Oh, they're on a power play.
I'm sure they'll do nothing.
We need to have hope for the Canucks.
I don't.
It's rough. Oh,
it's rough.
But yeah, I definitely think it's the number. He kind of got screwed with the whole number thing. That's for sure.
Did he at least get a watch? Because I know, like, when I was in New Jersey, like Michael Grabner came in, we traded for him, and Blake Coleman was wearing 40, and I'm pretty sure Grabner bought him like a Rolex.
Yeah, Adam hasn't gone anything for giving up both numbers he wanted. So.
Oh no, that's not okay.
That's why they're
he needs to work on his bargaining skills.
He just I don't know. He's so easygoing. Like me and him are just so opposite. Like like those memes when like they're like guys' orders are wrong and then their like girlfriends just like go off on like the waiter. like that is like an example. Not about like waiters or like at the restaurants, but like he doesn't speak up for himself. I'm the one who like has to speak for both of us. He's just very easygoing, and I think that's why we get along because I'm so high strung and like dominant and like always know what I want and like always have to get it, and he's just so like, yeah, do whatever you want. I don't really care. So he doesn't really care about that stuff, but I think he just wanted to be a nice guy and make his teammates happy.
Very fair. But yeah, the number
so noted good teammate, Adam. Noted good teammate.
Yeah.
Good in the room.
Good in
the room.
You can't always be the good guy though, or the nice guy. Sometimes it doesn't get you places.
Yes. This is why we said the Canucks should hire you as president of hockey operations.
We thought it would be so good.
I love it. President of what though?
Hockey
Just
ops.
the entire club. The
So
entire
hockey?
club. Yeah.
Or yeah,
everybody.
Everything. Just everything.
I would make
President for the Canucks.
so much fun. We would have the best PR and media and advertisements out there and personality.
Exactly.
Hockey is lacking.
They need it.
Very true.
So funny.
Is Grania in the thing?
No.
Okay.
R.I.P. Grania.
She is not.
Okay. I don't know if she got the message for the stream. I'll check with her.
Oh, I messaged her. She said.
Okay,
I
good.
can- I'll message her again.
Okay, because I
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I have been up for 21 hours, so I
Yes.
really do think I need to go to bed.
Okay, you should go to bed, Rachel.
You can
should
go.
really
to bed,
sleep.
Rachel.
Go sleep for
That's
like
very
12
fine.
hours, Rachel.
I honestly will
There's
be
only
doing
like
that
5 minutes
because-
left in the game.
Oh, really?
And
What's the score?
It's
1-0
1-0.
Montreal.
The Canucks are losing.
Also, I minorly remembered that I have a heart test tomorrow, and whoops, I should probably be focused on that. So, yep.
Sending good
Thank you for
vibes.
having me.
Yes.
Thank
for
you.
coming on.
Good luck.
And it was so nice to meet all of you. Well, I know the 4 of you up top, but Michaela, Chanel, Joe, so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Bye.
Bye.
Do any of you guys have dogs?
Vanessa.
Bring out Luna. Bring out Luna. Let's
Luna,
go.
bring out Luna.
My dogs are cats. Like dogs don't sleep on the furniture like that.
Oh, she sleeps everywhere. Wait, what
Like,
breed are your dogs?
Look
Michaela,
at my
I'm doing this for you. I said that I would
Oh yeah, Michaela. Mal's gonna shotgun.
with you. I said I'd do it.
Wait, I'm giving a heads up
I
too.
really wasn't feeling well because I don't know if you noticed, but I got new glasses. Adam says
They're
I look
cute.
like
I
Belcher.
love them.
I take as a compliment because I love Tina Belcher. So
Literally earlier today, I had my contacts in the incorrect eye. Like I just all day they were not in the right eye.
So like this is my first time wearing glasses in like 5 years when I should have been wearing glasses, and I've had like a headache and been nauseous ever since. Like
No.
last days. Yeah.
The worst.
And if I take them off, I'm nauseous, but if I keep them on, I'm nauseous.
I mean, you don't have to. It's just that you did promise it.
Yeah. Rest. Okay, wait, this is another thing. This is all I have, which are #sponsored wise best drink ever. But listen, they have like a thing, like a plastic on them, so you can't like
so you
poke a
can't.
hole in that. No, like this part.
Yeah.
Under the aluminum, they have like a film on top of them.
So you can't key it.
I can, but it's like there's a flap on it, so it doesn't flow. Does that make
Yeah,
understandable.
But, like there might be like a really gross IPA in my fridge. Don't want to do that.
Literally, this is
Can I
like
just
cocktail.
chug
This is the
it?
only can I have.
I will just chug it.
Grania!
Hi. Can you guys hear me?
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah.
we can
Okay,
hear
great.
you.
'Cause these headphones just like don't work on half of my work calls, so that's good. Hi.
No, it works perfectly. We're
Hello.
currently trying to peer pressure
Negotiating. We're
Michaela
negotiating.
into shotgunning with Mal.
Shotgunning what? Like
Anything.
Okay, time out. Is this? Are we raising money somehow? Is that a thing?
We could.
Okay, not gonna lie.
Because
Drop
I
the
will do
ball
it.
on the fundraiser.
I will do it if like people like donate to some charity.
Here's the thing. It's for women's rights.
we'll all get $5 somewhere.
But like, I need like a combination of like $20 between a bunch of people.
Yeah, please.
Yeah,
Okay,
also,
I'm
it's
tweeting.
$20.
It can't be just one person. Okay, it can't be any of you guys. I need some like. All right, then I need you guys to match whatever they do.
We'll crowdfund. Make somebody.
All right,
Sam,
not
tweet
$20.
this.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
Everyone, throw $5. $1.
Done.
I got
Throw $5. Let's go.
throw
Sam,
$5.
A good fund.
Chat.
Oh
Let's
my
donate
God.
for a shotgun. Yep. There we go.
How much do we have to raise?
At least $20.
It's $20.
No, I said $50. I upped it because I knew you guys are gonna be like, I'll donate 20 myself. That doesn't count.
Oh my God. This is so funny. Grania, how are you?
I'm good. Yep, it's Monday, so I'm tired.
Are you watching this game?
No, my computer can't do both this and watch the game at the same time.
That's
So
fair.
I'm just
Very
gonna
fair.
assume the clock.
Literally, like 90% of the time we record this podcast, I leave like halfway through because I can't. My
Her
computer.
computer just dies.
I don't have cable, so I can't like watch anything on a different screen than my computer. So
Mal's computer shuts down because she has 6,000 Wikipedia tabs open to Eastern European countries from her GeoGuessr.
yeah,
So-
yes, that same.
This is true. I'm just like, oh, I need to read every single thing about this city that's ever happened.
Yeah. Oh no, 100%.
And then I have, exactly. And then I have 15 tabs open.
She refuses to shut it
GeoGuessr fandom is alive and well. And it's
Literally,
back.
I was like I had edited some podcast and like, I was like, why is this taking so long? I was like, said something that was like 45 minutes to upload. And I was like, how can I make this any faster? And Georgia was like, you can literally close your tabs that are all open on Wikipedia, random ass cities in like literally
And she
Eastern
said
Europe
no.
and the Middle
Oh,
East. And I
it's
was
always
like, I
Bulgaria.
cannot actually do that. So I'm sorry. Great question, but that's not happening. GeoGuessr is a sport that I love. My GeoGuessr high score in countries is 65. I'm so proud of myself.
I'm still at 50. I haven't been able to play. Couldn't play for a month because
Oh, that's
my
rough.
laptop broke, but-
I've been like listening to I will listen to a podcast while I'm like just zooming around because it takes so long to even get to like 20.
Oh yeah, but then once you hit 20, you gotta hit 40. Like
exactly.
Yeah. So
Very,
this
very
is a gaming chat, right?
This is for gamers only.
No.
Let's
I
get
will
Jason
say.
Cannon in here.
Oh my God.
I regret mentioning reading the Twitter rules now. They won't. I regret it. Let's just pretend I didn't say it. That would be this one better.
Oh no, Sam tweeted it.
What did Sam tweet?
I came up with something else because I'm like thinking to myself, okay, then I need to go outside to do it, and then I can't hold my computer. Okay, what if I do something way worse that I think it's worse? Do you want me to tell you what it is?
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys like might be disgusted.
Honestly, I
I'm
do
just
so
looking
many
around
gross
and
things.
what if I put one of these in my lip?
What is that?
I
What is that?
Wait, the way we all looked at it.
I know you guys all went.
I'm wearing fucking glasses, bro. Like, they're not working.
These are what I like to call poison. I don't know. The guys on the team do them. It's like they're from Sweden. It's chewing tobacco, but it's all in Swedish. So I'm pretty sure it's like the highest chewing tobacco.
Literally, two of my friends, like, they were trying to have like a dip off, and then
revolting.
Yeah, it's revolting. And then literally, the dip off was the person who lost threw up in the street.
Oh.
Okay,
I mean, like,
Michaela, don't do this.
No, I've done it before in my lifetime, but like, it's really strong. Not this stuff, but I mean, I'd rather take one for the team, and so I could just stay here and not have to get up and shotgun.
That's fair. But then,
do it. I'm just gonna do it like straight here. I'm not moving. It's fine.
Mallory will shotgun. You can chew tobacco.
Sunday is our cleaning day. Me and Adam, we clean the house together. So the house
you're
outside. So I gotta take it outside.
Oh my goodness. Are you gonna do it now?
Do it.
I'm telling you, this isn't any. I know you don't spit it, so it's not that gross.
I'm like looking on in horror, but also
please like say something, Georgia. I believe in you.
I literally don't have anything to shotgun.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, fine.
I told you that you were the one who was gonna have to do this.
Good luck.
Okay, wait. I'm using my knife.
They put it in the top lip, I think.
Oh my god.
It's burning.
Okay, we have 1 minute 5. Do you think I can finish this by the end of the game?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, let me just make the.
What is that? Is that a White Claw? No, that's not.
No, I literally told you. It's like literally a canned cocktail. I literally was like, I don't have any beer. Like, this is going to go poorly for me. And I was like, but I'll do it for Michaela, and she won't even fucking shotgun it. It's fine.
She has the strongest chew in the world.
Letting me down. His bitch is letting me down.
And it honestly is making me feel really lightheaded, but I kind of like it.
Okay. Alrighty. I can't do this as fast as Dani could. Dani used to be able to do it incredibly fast. All right, whatever.
Granny, I'm so sorry.
Oh my god!
God, that's good. I wish I could be having a beer right now, but
Adam
it's
scored!
Monday and I have.
Adam scored! I'm like watching. Is that him?
Oh my god!
Literally, we have to do apparently.
She won't say I'm not gonna lie. I did the stage.
That was amazing. Oh, that's so funny.
Wow, that was a nice shot. God, oh my god.
The broadcast.
This is what we have to do for Adam to score.
Wow.
The
We just have to do this every night.
I gotta pack. Right, it's right when I packed a lip. I gotta do it every game now.
Oh my god.
I'm so into rituals, so I'm gonna do it every game, and now I'm gonna have a nicotine addiction or tobacco or is it whatever
the sacrifices you make.
I'm honestly kind of enjoying it. Like, I think I have a problem now.
Oh my God. That was a nice shot, and now we have overtime. Maybe, not gonna.
I have no
Canucks.
concept of what's happening in the game.
Okay, so it's 1-1, and there's like 30 seconds left.
Okay.
Oh man. My ritual.
Grania, I did want to bring you on specifically because, for people who don't know, Grania is the queen of Canucks Twitter. And she's the reason why I was like, oh, I'm going to be very fun on Twitter.
I'm so sorry.
And I'm a lady, and Grania can do it, so I can. And then now people messaged me and were like, Gerda, I started doing fun stuff on Twitter because of you. And I was like, well, actually, it's because of Grania. And it's like created this little like thing because now I'm sure there's people that message people like Clarissa and etc. Anyway, I think it's very nice. And so thank you. He looks so happy. Michaela also. They just showed a shot of him on the bench. I've never seen this man look so happy.
So like I was saging just the jersey and like doing my little ritual saying like remove all the bad energy from like this number, bring in positive energy, like all these things. I take it really seriously because you can't mess with that kind of stuff. Like you have to take it seriously. It's not anything you do as a joke, just putting it out there. But I like was reading about it and it was like you should sage the person. So I saged him before the game for the first time. So maybe it was him. Everyone was saying that like, oh, in the off season he ran over a puppy or something, and then people were like, oh no, it's because he kicked his wife in the face. I was like, oh no, people are using that against him. So funny.
I would just like to point out that there's going to be so much hockey analysis tonight, but we have the exclusive scoop on how Michaela broke the curse.
Really though,
yeah,
really
broke the curse.
And it's funny because I wasn't gonna tell anyone about like the saging and rituals because I look crazy, but now it seems like it worked, so I'm allowed to tell people.
Can you just do it to the whole team?
Maybe I'll just go and
walk through Rogers.
Yeah, no, they'd like. I heard one of the girls had to go to like the arena to sign papers, and they were all looking at her like she was crazy because they were like, "Why are you here?" I think they're really strict. Or I would totally be in the locker room like, with my saging stick. Also, someone mentioned manifesting it. I was gonna say this before. Everyone is tweeting about how he's never gonna score a goal in the NHL again. Like before this, like so many tweets like that, and I was like, maybe you guys are all just manifesting that he's not gonna score a goal. So why can't we get everyone to tweet that he is? That's a better manifestation.
I did see people upset and saying that he wasn't going to score until he put his hair in his braids. People were very upset about the braids, but
my mentions are blowing up, Sam.
Sorry. He scored. Everyone's happy.
Oh my god, everyone's donating. Does my hacking a lip count? Or
yeah, I feel like it counts.
Do I have to? I
don't know. Do what you want.
It's caused a goal, so I think it has to count.
Yeah, I feel like I should. Oh my god, lots of donations. Did we just like we scammed everyone?
If the Canucks win this game, it was worth it for people. So there you go. Then we're only, I don't know. I can't. Yeah. We have to climb a hill to get into the playoffs. I don't even want to talk about it.
That's not happening.
Yeah, but the North
Ronnie, you want to talk about what is it? The tutors that your podcast is about?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I have a podcast that updates about once every, 2 to 6 months, depending on when Maddie wants to edit it. And we've recorded an episode like a month ago. I don't know when it'll come out. We're on like season 2 of The Tutors. It's better than season 1.
My favorite thing ever was that girl who the Jonathan Rhys-Meyers stan or whatever.
Oh my god, yeah, we love her. We love her.
Hello.
She actually messages us. She like doesn't agree with our take on Jonathan Rhys-Meyers being ugly, but like friend. Puppy.
Little baby.
Oh, so cute.
Baby puppy.
Is that Zeus or Stella?
This is Zeus.
Hi, Zeus.
He's the crazy one. He's crazy.
How old is he?
No way. He's 3.
Oh. So
yeah.
cute.
Crazy little boy. Stella just
How old
does.
is Stella?
She's 4, but she acts like she's like 50 years old. His grandma. It's kind of funny though.
Grania, do your dogs live with your parents?
Yeah, my dogs live with my parents. I don't. Okay. They're my household because I live alone, so I like do get to go home at least, which is really nice. But I don't live with my dogs, so I just get sent photos of them every day, and I get really sad.
Oh, yeah. They're so cute.
They are
beautiful.
Such demons, but they're so
German
cute.
Shepherds. Cutest ever. I'm jealous. I can't have animals in my apartment.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I know. I'm like, I go to the beach every day and just like try to find a dog that will run up to me and like break the rules. And say hi to me.
It's so cute. Oh, so many people got puppies too. I've noticed in quarantine. Yeah. So every time I walk around, there's just so many puppies. It's either puppies or children, and I think we're making good choices with puppies.
Well, Luna's supposed to be my dog, but I think my dad wants to keep her when I move out.
Find
really
a place
likes
that
her.
allows dogs, and he has to let you have her.
Yeah.
Dude, if this goes to a shootout, I'm gonna unalive.
Mal's like, I've been up. What time did you start serving at Starbucks this morning? Did you work?
I woke up at 6 a.m. Let's go, babies.
Oh,
But I took a nap earlier.
What
I
time
texted
zone
you about it.
are you in?
I'm in Central Time, so it's 11:35 right now.
Do you have to get up for work tomorrow?
No, I don't work
Okay,
tomorrow.
good. Okay, good.
That's why I said let's boogie.
Yeah.
Let's boogie. You're already there. Let's be real.
I have a question.
What's up?
Yes.
Can I draw Adam now? I feel like this is the perfect time to do it. To make a sticker.
Can you draw me? I think that's more important.
Actually, yeah. That's a perfect.
I'm just kidding. I mean,
No, for real.
it is
She's
my
not
world,
kidding.
and
Do
I'm
it.
just living in it. So
He doesn't
he
need
tells
more
me
stuff.
at least.
He doesn't need more stuff. I'll draw.
Draw
you.
Michaela.
Tell me like a perfect pose you want, and I'll just do it. I'll make it like a whole series.
She's a model. She has all
Yeah,
these model
I might
pictures.
look like Tina Belcher right now, but I am a model. Well, I used to be a little. I do like Instagram modeling now. Like people send me stuff and that kind of thing. I think that's like new though, which is like really interesting because I was with a modeling agency in New York City for 6 years when I was from when I was 17 to 23, and then like once I moved here, everything kind of changed with like COVID and everything. And so now I'm with like a agency for influencers, like just Instagram and everything, which I think it's a cool concept. I think it's a new thing. Everyone's doing it now. So it's the only really job I can do here anyway.
I definitely sent some TikTok to like the group chat that was about like getting a job at Earl's / Aritzia. What was it? I can't even remember.
I haven't seen this TikTok,
But it was
but
like
I
the
know what
sound,
it's like.
It was a thing about
my whole personality and everybody else's problem. It was like girls in Vancouver.
the girls who work at Earl's and the girls who work at Aritzia. And it was like their whole personality is working at Earl's or Aritzia.
The girls at Aritzia, I'm pretty sure you need like to get to a certain like quota every hour. Like you need
Yeah,
my
my sister worked there. It's cutthroat. It's pretty
yeah,
intense.
and you can tell because like when you walk in there, they're all up in your face. Like, what do you need? What can I help you? Be like this? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
and it's kind of just like I'm good. Just let me do my
I
thing.
know it's pretty good, but here we go. Oh, I found him. These are. I am an adult woman. Here's my
What's
gritty.
his name again?
Here's my
Baby
Yodito.
Yoda? What's his thing?
Baby
I think his
Yoda.
official name is. This guy's name is Yodito.
Okay.
But I think his like actual. Also, the important thing is that I have seen maybe one episode of The Mandalorian.
I've seen
zero, but what's his face is hot.
because
Mal.
I'm married to Adam.
Put on your hat. You wanted to put it on.
Which
for
hat?
Grania. Your bucket
Oh,
hat.
bucket hat.
Your Grania hat. It's the Brock Besser bucket hat.
Oh, beautiful. Honestly, that whole like thing with the Canucks was so like chill and easily handled. The only complaint is that one lady said like, "Oh, we'll send you a hat," and I was like, "Oh my god, amazing!" And then they never did. So that's my one my one gripe. I was like, I want one of those hats.
Honestly, Audrey and Christina bought this for me.
Yes,
But they were here for the draft.
They were here. Yeah, they were here for the draft, and they literally bought it for me.
was there
And I was
at
like,
the.
"Let's go!" And
Grania
then
was
like
there
when
at
I
the
went-
Oilers bar.
Christina, she gave it to me.
I love that it has the drawstring. Really into
Yes, it's great. I thought you were talking.
That.
I have a bunch of like very stupid hats. I have a Kansas City Scouts hat. I have a Charlie XX Vroom Vroom hat, which is also very cool.
Love Charlie.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm watching the shootout.
What is JT Miller doing?
I don't know. He skated.
That man was over by the boards, and I was like, "There's no reason for you to go over here."
Grania, he did the
Absolutely
shootout move where he
no
literally
reason.
went the widest possible you can go.
Yeah.
No reason for you to be over that far.
a choice.
I do not foresee this ending well, but
I think that if I had to do the shootout, I would just melt down. It's same if I had to do a penalty kick. I would just like
as we were talking about, yeah, that doesn't seem like something I could like emotionally handle.
I recently started playing soccer with my friends who were both like not good at sports, and both of my friends. But you know, you're only allowed to see like no one. So, and I feel really good at soccer now. But like when I played soccer in high school, I definitely had to take a penalty kick once, and it was the worst experience of my life.
I would just
quick story, because I was a goalkeeper in college for soccer.
Oh.
So we were in the championship game for my league, and before the game, the coach made me watch all the tape of the other team's penalty kicks, and he was like, "Listen, Michaela, I don't want you to react to it. I don't want you to do your guess, whatever. I'm gonna do hand signals to you." Because I know where the girls are kicking, so you just have to dive to that side. So, of course, I just listened to him, and the girls all kicked the opposite way of what they, like, were filmed before. And I was just thinking to myself, isn't that, like, kind of like a smart thing? Like, the other coach would know you're scouting them out, so they would tell their girls to kick the other way. So, yeah, we lost.
I feel like the Canucks have won a game every single time we have recorded, so...
Did they win?
Seems like
That's actually correct. Yeah, they won in overtime.
They won.
Bo Horvat
with the win.
Good for him.
But yes, they did in fact win our first live stream, and now they've won.
Oh God, I think I just accidentally clicked an ad. 1 sec. Oops, sorry.
It's very good. Oh, they're just showing a clip. Sorry, I got distracted by my own TV. Can you tell I have ADHD? I wonder if Adam's going to get a star.
I think he should. He sent them to overtime.
He should have.
We'll see. People in the chat are saying that they actually didn't deserve to win, which, like, okay, fair. That's happens.
You're not
did not get a star.
Who got stars?
Demko Price.
Horvat.
We did. Sam decided to announce that we were doing the Canucks like report cards in the last podcast. And I'm like,
well, no, because we were going to do it in the last podcast, and we decided we didn't want.
Do you guys think that I have enough hockey opinions for that to be something that we could do?
Yeah.
Well, okay, Mal.
I'm just gonna say, what if I just say like C's to D's for everyone except for Adam and Brock?
That's fine.
Yeah, that's my vote.
And Tyler Mott and
sorry, we're giving Patterson literally a C due to the fact that he can't stop getting polls. Poll. What did I? This is funny.
Grania wanted to ask you a question.
What's up, Grania?
As a former Canucks blogger, one of my jobs was to like give like power rank them every week for like 2 years, probably maybe more. And it was literally the hardest job I've ever had. Like I've had weird, random, difficult jobs. I've had to get up at 4 to work at Michael's, and nothing was harder than sitting down on Sunday nights and being like, okay, which one of the 2015 Vancouver Canucks was good this week? Absolute
but it was a good
misery.
read. It was a good read, though.
It was fun. It was fun. I could use GIFs and stuff, but brutal.
What?
Look
What
at
was that,
Mal's
Grania?
face.
What was that,
Oh
Grania?
my God. No,
Oh,
Grania?
no.
Yes.
I
yes.
can't start
Grania.
with that because I have seen so many things wrong.
She's already said she's flying. She's getting vaccinated and flying to Vancouver to murder me for saying in past wrong. So
that was.
I have like.
I was going to murder you.
We can defend each other together from the
Thank you.
violence of Mallory.
I say every word wrong. Like constant. Just yeah. So I deserve the murdering. Sorry, Georgia. I will defend you, but I probably like.
You can die for me.
Yeah.
It's like the guy in the Tudors who did the volley over the.
Yes,
You could be that guy. Oh my goodness.
Sir Thomas More, martyring myself.
Yes.
All right, guys, more inside scoop. So I've been waiting to post this video. And I was only going to post it when Adam scores a goal.
I'm finally gonna post the edited haircut video.
Yes.
Oh, did you figure it out? Did you figure it out? How to do
Yeah,
that?
I've had it for like, I think I figured it out, or no, I had I paid his like editor guy like $20 to like do it all for me, so it was worth it. I was like, can you just edit it for me and like put it together, because I was taking so long to figure it out. Just the format wasn't right, and like iMovie on my computer, because I guess it's old, like wouldn't load. It just wouldn't download on my computer. So I guess I needed a new computer. So I could only use iMovie on my phone, and it just wouldn't put it in the. Oh my God! Adam just texted me saying "fucking fuck." Okay, I'm gonna post this video now.
You can tell him that he owes us.
He owes you for packing a lip. He owes you
I'm
for
going to get a
packing a
gift.
lip on the live stream.
I think he owes you a gift for uncursing him.
Like literally just anywhere.
Yeah, so he usually only gives me gifts for special occasions and when I take his college classes. I hope Northeastern isn't watching this YouTube video. But yeah, I tell him I can only, like last time he got me a Balenciaga bag because I said I'm not doing this for cheap.
I feel like this is worthy enough. I feel like you like sacrificing your like, I don't know, just packing a lip for him, and then he scored the equalizer. I feel like that's like worth some shoes at least.
Oh yeah.
No, I need a house. That's what I need, but
that's like setting. That's a little higher.
That's what I need. We both need a house though. All right.
Oh
I don't know
my
if has anyone done an IGTV video? Add to series.
I don't know. George has done it, I think.
No, I have no clue. I've never done it.
I'm just gonna post it.
Good luck.
This is what happened the last time we said you should post the TikTok, and then
yeah,
you know how that went.
All right. No, this one's a good one though. This one's better. I don't know what I should make the description. I'm not gonna make a description. Post IGTV. I think I posted it. Oh, sending.
Happy International Women's Day, Dave. We love you.
Happy International Women's Day, Adam Burnett.
Happy International Women's Day.
Granny, have you been watching the games? We've been talking about how we like
have
hard to watch.
Okay, so like I live alone and it's a pandemic. So like yes, in the sense that if I am home, then yeah, like there's nothing else to do. But like I go for a lot of really, really long walks. Like I don't want to say where I live, but like me and my friend live 10 blocks away, so we can go for our social distance walks. And we walk like too far. Like I'll send my mom a photo of where we are and she's like, please go home. It's like, it's 9 p.m. Like she's not just like, yeah. So we go for really long walks. So often I'll be like, oh yeah, the Canucks play at 7. Like I'll probably see the game and then I'll get home and I'll be home after a walk for like 5 minutes of the third. But like I watch the games if I'm around, because like I'm single and I live alone. So what else there is to do? I can't watch movies every night.
How do you feel about Alex Edler?
I mean, he's the best defenseman in franchise history, right?
Yeah, that's true. He's so close to his 100th goal.
I know.
Do you think he's going to get it this season?
I mean, if he doesn't, I don't know if he's going to get it at all. He's how old? 34?
Oh, yeah, his contract expires too, right?
He's 35 this year. And his contract expires. So, like, someone just pass him the puck.
Yeah, I know.
Empty net, whatever. Get him 100, then he can leave.
My favorite joke is the thing about how every game he's just like, I need to take a break from the youths and just go in the penalty box. I think it's so funny because it's so true.
I know. Because, like, yeah, his old Swedish friend Louis is not playing, so.
What now?
I said, did he take a minor penalty?
Today? I don't know. We were supposed to do a drinking game, but
one of them was Edward takes a minor penalty, but
Myers like little time thing did come up during the game. I don't know if
we
you
honestly
guys-
did not watch the game.
We did not. I watched none of that game.
I saw it and it said like Ben.
The live
and I
stream was
like,
too
"What?"
entertaining.
Okay, one of them was too many men, and we said finish your drink, and it was too many men served by Jake Vatanen. Lol.
I've been waiting for him to take a diving penalty for like his entire career because it's like Jake Virtanen, more like fake hurt Shannon. Like it's not a good joke, but it's been in my head since he started playing, and I'm just like, die like once.
It's like a level of not funny that it's funny again.
Well, and it just has to be. I don't know. It has to be said, but he's never going to do it. He's too honest of a player. So
That'd be an honesty. Jake
He doesn't
Virtanen,
like the
great.
Twitter warriors.
no,
That was so funny.
he hasn't
It was
blocked
very
me though. So I guess
That
I
was
don't really
actually
feel like
so
it very much.
Nothing will ever top when I woke up after a game when it was like, I don't know if the Canucks, I think the Canucks were winning, and then I woke up and they'd lost, and Stefan Virtanen was yelling at people on Twitter. It was like, this is truly the Canucks experience that no one else will ever
He
understand.
called like a 60-year-old a little shit.
Yeah.
I missed that.
Sorry, I just zoned out on my phone for like 2 minutes. Who called who a little shit?
Stefan Virtanen. Jake's
Oh
brother.
yes, yeah.
We were actually talking about how we want our siblings to defend us as much as Stefan Virtanen.
I
defends
don't.
his brother.
My little brother would actually like be too mean to people. He's so mean. So I don't want.
I feel
don't
like
want
I
him
would
to
do
do
that for my sister, but my sister wouldn't do it for me, which is kind of hurtful.
I think this, yeah, me too. We're so different though, our personalities. Me and my
Very
sister.
fair.
I have a much
I want
stronger
my sister to
personality.
yeah, it didn't matter for me.
So guys, I posted hello chat stream, posted the full video. Go check it out on my Instagram. It's really funny. I did a voiceover. I tried to be funny, and I think it's funny. So go check it out.
We should also probably end this stream because we've been going for 3 hours and 20 minutes.
I'm just getting started, ladies. Come on. This is my third wise. I packed a lip. I'm feeling good right now.
You can stay on with Mal.
That's fine with me. No, I think Mal needs to go to sleep.
Yeah, it's 11:50.
Everyone needs to go to sleep.
I need to go to sleep. Oh my god. This was so
Well,
much fun. Thank you everyone for
thank you
joining
so
us.
much for Can I
joining
really
us.
quickly say, Joe,
Yes,
I love
Grania,
your
say.
art. It's so cute. It's so great. And it makes me so happy. I haven't ordered anything yet because I'm like really bad at ordering things. I have like a whole list of things that I'm needing to buy. But
I mean, everything is almost sold out now. I have to
well,
research.
I will.
But I'm procrastinating, so
I will
She's
help
like
you sell it out.
something
Then.
It'll get done
of me,
eventually.
right? So I'll buy every
I'm
single
working on
one.
it. You have to send me like the best picture, or I'll procrastinate otherwise. So.
All right, what's your Insta? I'm gonna follow you so I remember.
Not a fan, Joe. I find it funny. I just forgot. Like,
Did you break up there? Gotcha.
I've been up for a really long time. My brain's just not ready for this.
Followed.
Now this means I have to be on Instagram.
Honestly, there was like a one tweet that was like, people who have like more Twitter followers than Instagram followers are like clearly mentally ill, and I was like, you need to post that.
Oh, I thought it was
They don't like
ugly.
being followed every single day on this app.
I saw one that was the same thing, but it said like you're not hot, and I was like, yeah. Fair
I was like, yeah, also valid.
Oh my goodness.
I can't believe he actually scored.
That's so funny. That's actually so funny.
That's great. No, I can't believe it. It's just, it was, I'm telling you, there was something, some energy. Look at it. I think it's the number 2. Every time I do the ritual. Gotta keep doing it.
All right, I believe in you. You can continue, except for you shouldn't continue because Jim Benning needs to be fired. So like the Canucks need to lose more games.
Valerie.
What? You're gonna look at me and tell me that I'm wrong?
She's not wrong.
No, she's not wrong. Happy International Women's Day, everyone.
But especially
to
Jim
women.
Benning.
But especially
Shout out to
Jim
women.
Benning.
Jim Benning is not a woman, so no shout out to him. I'm gonna leave this.
Okay.
She just goes.
Okay, thank you guys.
I'm so tired. Bye. Thank you everyone for joining us.
Thank you
Joe,
guys.
Dani,
And
Chanel,
thanks to Adam for
Michaela.
scoring.
Yes, thank you.
Guys, I just realized my tweet. I put my not my Instagram. I put my freaking Twitter name. Oh my god, this is so bad. It's fine. It's fine.
They're interacting anyway.
Someone said sober up.